And now, your host, the lady who wears the pants when she goes on rants, the trip with the wild hair flip, Jessie Milestone!
What's up, bitches? It's This Week Tonight, and she making a scientist! Guys, make sure you follow this cat on Twitter because I said so, and go like this picture of him because he's a scientist! And it'll all be explained never, actually, but eventually we'll make videos and you'll understand better a little bit what is going on with us. I don't know. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. Oh, shit, I forgot. I went on all these mental rabbit holes and forgot to do anything. Let's see. Overall, do you agree or disagree that your life as a creator is close to ideal? Strongly disagree. Well, I'd say I disagree. Thanks. Tell us more in a follow-up survey. No, fuck you, YouTube. You can suck a dick and die. You hate me and do your best to shit all over me all the time, no matter what I do. So, no. My life is not ideal because you're a piece of shit. Yeah. All right. Let's monetize this video. Next, let's see. Probably inappropriate language. Light profanity. Light. I haven't aired to the piece of shit like 3 times. Whee! It's not the intro anymore. Anyway, we are going to be joined by Tom from Midnight's Edge because I promised you guys a high council. And what would a high council be without at least some of the people from the high council? So let me do all the things I was going to originally do with this, which is, view it on YouTube, I guess. And then go to the thing and then do the thing. And Jeff, have you even said a word yet tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
I can say anything you'd like. We could play our "Hey, what can I pull out of nowhere" game. It's like, "Hey, what's this? Oh, snap!"
You can't.
Can't play without you.
No, that would be ridiculous.
I'm just gonna reach back here and pull out some cherries from your butt.
That's disgusting. Don't do that.
I just didn't.
All right, now in order to not be a liar, I have to actually send a link to Tom since I just told the world on Twitter that he would be here. And now he kind of has to be here, otherwise I am a liar. All right. Okay. Link. Lol. Link. Paste. Link. Okay. Like I said, 9 p.m. sharp, and then it was 9:07 before I started my damn stream-ish. And then it was
we're on French people time.
It's like... Tom is getting tacos. So Tom now has the link. Y'all should be pressing the like button. There's 60 people watching. There should be at least 60 likes. There is not, so that sucks balls. But let's fix it right now. Press the like button, ye fair viewers.
Ye.
Some of you are doing it. I'm watching it happen or not. 2 of you did it. So, a bunch of you did it. Hooray! I like watching that button go up. It's a nice feeling. That's the only reason I make tweets I know people will like, so I can just watch the little ticker go up as it goes. It's true. It's not true. There's 69 people watching according to that window. Nah. Hey, and the likes are rolling in. So thank you guys. Tom got jumped by Brie Larson over a taco. It's possible. It is definitely within the realm of possibility.
He got in the Mazda with her. Or the Nissan. The Brisson.
He shouldn't have done that. He got kidnapped. Guys, we hear all those news reports. You got people getting hauled into unmarked cars and whatnot. So clearly, Okay. I can make this my background, right?
Yeah.
How do I do that?
Brand. Scroll down.
See.
Background plus.
Oh shit! I did the thing that I was not supposed to do with that. Just be a scientist! Hey, look, we've got Tom from Midnight's Edge. What's up?
Hello.
How are you?
I got tacos.
Yay! How are your tacos?
They're taco-rific.
Where'd you get them from?
Taco Bell.
Run for the border. I
So
would recommend.
That's a place that has tacos, I guess.
Oh, shit. Dropping a phone.
Anyway, welcome, Tom. Welcome. How have you been? It has been days since I've spoken with you last.
Yeah, it's been a little while. I'm doing all right. How are you guys doing?
Not bad. I have decided. Oh, this is exciting. I have decided that I don't care about anything anymore at all. I don't care. I don't care about making the world a better place. I don't care about promoting common sense or human decency or bringing attention to both sides of complicated social issues that people refuse to see more than black and white. I don't care about that anymore because people are stupid and will always elect to be stupid and nothing can fix that. So fuck everybody. I'm just going to try to make a buck until everyone blows themselves up and then take over.
Yeah, it took me till I was about 30 to get there.
Yep. So, yeah, that's where I landed today. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck making the world better. Fuck fighting for things I believe in. Fuck believing in things. Why bother believing in things?
Because Steve Perry of Journey told you to don't stop.
Fuck you, Steve Perry. I will stop whenever I want. I will believe. I will believe that humans are terrible and awful and can't be saved. The end. Let's fucking blow them up and start again. This is why I'm Jewish. Hooray, New Testament God. Y'all are fuck. Let's just fucking do the God version of nuking your asses and move on. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Are you having a bad day, Jesse?
Not really. That's a pretty good one.
That's good.
I just hate everyone. I'm just sick of the world. And I hate people like deliberately missing the point too. I'm fucking sick of people being like, I see the point you're trying to make, but this sounds sort of similarly tangentially related to this thing I believe really strongly in. So I'm going to tell you why you're completely and totally wrong and exactly why everything I say and think is right, even though nothing I've said actually in any way contradicts or even really relates to the thing that you said. Amazing. It's great. It's like finding out that because I made a tweet that this is a fun one, right? So I made a tweet a month ago or something about how I just want everyone running around saying Black Lives Matter and trying to tell other people, if you don't say Black Lives Matter, then you are racist. To acknowledge that Black Lives Matter is a politically charged phrase, the same way that they go after the second. What happens when somebody says all lives matter? 8,000 people jump down their throats to explain to them why it's not just on the nose like it sounds. All lives matter. It sounds like a pretty obvious statement, yeah, but it's politically charged and it's racist and this, that, and the other reason. Okay, great. We'll make the same fucking acknowledgments for your phrase that you're running around spouting. Acknowledge it because people want to try to pull the same disingenuous bullshit of like, oh, just say Black Lives Matter. It's a really obvious statement that we can all get behind. Yeah, but it's also attached to a specific group. It's also attached to a specific movement. It's also attached to a specific set of ideologies that are highly politically charged. So no, saying Black Lives Matter to support the Black community is not as simple as saying Black Lives Matter. It's signing yourself up for a specific set of ideologies that you may or may not believe in. And if you don't sign up for those ideologies, then you're going to get called a racist, because the only way to not be racist is to buy into the exact narrative that Black Lives Matter wants you to believe in, which is that the only racism in this country is done by white cops, which is simply not true. So anyway.
And angry white men. Don't forget angry white men.
Oh, yes, those people. So yeah, apparently in writing a tweet that breaks down how Black Lives Matter is just as politically charged as No Lives Matter, I was apparently missing the point of the protest and therefore racist. Hooray!
That word gets thrown around too much.
Yep.
I'd now just like to point out that I've officially been called racist by both the right and the left now regarding the protests. That's a fun one. So,
well,
yeah.
I still love you, Jesse. Don't worry about it. And I agree with you.
Thanks. Well, it's nice to have someone else.
Not trying to vindicate you or anything, but no, I think you're 100% right.
Thank you.
There's a whole lot of crazy on both sides.
I have your back too.
I appreciate it.
I can actually touch it.
I appreciate it. The only person I trust is Shit Pancake because he's a scientist.
Well, of course he is.
He's a scientist, no!
Isn't every cat kind of a scientist in a way, if you think about it?
They test gravity all the time.
Yeah.
Well, not just that, they always got to check everything out.
They do.
Everything's an experiment.
They're very meticulous. They control for a lot of variables. They really do a lot of controlled environment experimentation. They're pretty methodical. They test.
They are.
Tests, they never just assume that just because something happened once, it will always happen the same way again. They're very open-minded in their scientific exploration.
In fact, my cat is so methodical in trying to science his way out the house. He did when I went to go get tacos.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh yeah, he figures it out. Sooner or later, there's going to be a variable that he can get himself out, and he found it.
That's Shit Pancake just likes to slink into the hallway but he's so fun. He used to want to explore everything, and then he got scared in the hallway a few times. So now they've always been like this. He and Jane have always been very specific with their boundaries. Like when I first brought them home at 3 weeks, I didn't have to section off any part of the apartment for them. They only stayed within a very certain area for the first several days. So all I did was just put their food. It's kind of the first place I plopped them when they got here. I made a little box for them. So all I did was put their food in a little litter box in that area, taken care of. I just put the box near where they were peeing anyway and just put them in it. And after a couple days, bam, litter trained. So it's the most intense litter training I've ever had to do with a cat, since the other ones already were old enough that they came with it.
Oh.
Yeah. Usually moms litter train their kittens before they're weaned. So your cats come knowing how to do it.
It's kind of a natural instinct for most cats anyway, yeah.
They naturally look for places where they can bury their stuff, so provide a box of effectively sand. And
Well, Shit Pancake's obsessed with it.
the only snag we hit in the beginning was I did get a little kitten box. And one of my bigger cats decided that he really wanted to piss in that one instead of all the nice covered ones that they have in their own special room. And so he would fill it up like
Lando?
immediately. Yeah, Lando. He'd fill it up like immediately. And also, because it wasn't covered, he'd fucking sit there trying to bury it and kick litter everywhere, all over the floor. It was a disaster. I moved that box just before I kidnapped you. That was like the first few weeks, so you just missed the fucking disaster of litter all over the floor. That to vacuum up daily because it was just everywhere, and then clean out every few hours because one Lando piss or one Lando shit took up pretty much that whole tiny little box. So every few hours I had to make sure I got in there and cleaned the stuff out. Otherwise the littles would, go to the bathroom next to it because they're like, oh, my box is full of this giant cat's giant shit that's bigger than my head. It was a fun life.
Was it?
It was totally exciting.
Jury's out.
Jury's out. All right, we got some super chats. Formerly Rod Line says, I may disagree with you, but I always respect you. Thank you, Formerly Rod Line. That's all I ask for. That's all I want in this life. And no, you can't even get that much. I have tons and tons and tons of viewers who embody this principle all the time. They tell me constantly, I don't agree with what you said, but I respect you. I don't see eye to eye with you on this. And then they'll tell me their perspective. But no, for every, a bunch of you guys, there has to be some asshole on there going like, dude, this is why you're retarded, because I'm too retarded to understand that people say things that make sense and not just me. And the only reason things make sense in my head is because I'm the only person fucking retarded enough to understand me. So, obviously, I'm in a mood, guys. I'm in a mood. There's some feelings.
Well, this is the Tuesday night stream. You got to tell people what's up. They're all here to hear your
Feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
they care.
I'm eating tacos.
I'm kind of jealous that I'm not.
I'm not like scared off or nothing. I'm just sitting here. Yeah, I just let you know.
Oh, I know. I know you can handle my fire and brimstone.
You get me all raged up.
It's exciting. It is fun when that happens. I'm gonna find all.
It's like, yeah, let's go fuck some people up.
Yes. Oh my god. I want to figure out how to really rile you up when we're like in the same city together, and then we'll just go riot.
In Vegas?
Yeah, we'll have our own riot. Are you rioting for Black Lives Matter? No, we're fucking rioting
at the buffet.
We're rioting because fuck you. That's why. Edmondono says, I came to the same resolution this year as well, but I've now taken up the hobby of hoarding freeze-dried food and doomsday prepping. Not kidding. Awesome, Edmondono. That sounds like fun. I'll hang out with you when the shit hits the fan because clearly you'll be prepared to outlast it with all the foods and stuff.
We got a front row seat to the shows each week.
It'll be cool. It'll be cool. Yay, we have 55 likes, but we can make over 100 because I said so. That's my goal. So we got at least 100 likes. Yeah. I'll write if they ban porn. Ha! That's, yeah. Yeah. Yay, Eminota invited us over. We have our apocalypse bunker now.
We'll bring the Nintendo Switch.
We will.
I got a new controller for it, so.
We'll take it off air because we don't want to play with no bitches that aren't in our hidey hole. And plus, if we're online, then they can trace our IP and find us. I think that makes sense. I don't know. I just said words that sounded right.
That is 100% accurate. That happened.
See?
Look, we've watched a lot of Burn Notice, folks. Give us a break.
That's true. What happened? A couple things. 3-ish, I guess. I don't know. Well, like really 2 mostly. But one kind of dovetails back into the third. One was getting stereotyped as a racist by a friend of a friend, even though the friend knows full well that I'm not, and has tried to defend me, I guess, to this person. To no avail, because this person literally just went through my social media and cherry-picked things to fit her narrative, including, this is my favorite one, including my Social Justice Wednesday video, i.e. my satirical series of videos in which I pretend to be a social justice warrior to argue for something that's obviously stupid and doesn't make sense. And it was my redheaded erasure, in which I say that recasting Ariel as a black person, therefore not a redhead, is, erasing redheaded culture, which is under attack and already marginalized, blah, blah, blah. Something ridiculous and retarded like that, to highlight the idiocy of this oppression Olympics bullshit and all that. And so this person decided to look at this video and go, I think this demonstrates that you don't really understand the importance of representation in Hollywood. And I'm like, bitch, you don't understand the importance of representation in Hollywood. I think
it demonstrates she needs a life.
Yeah, fucking clearly. This is someone who already hates me to begin with because her friend talked shit to my friend after I first met her. And then she went and talked shit to her friend, who then talked shit to this other friend of mine who is now caught in the middle of this stupidness. Because dumb. And it's stupid. So that was one of the things that happened. The other thing that happened, I've been reading a ton of the comments in my past couple videos because I just don't have time to all the time. But some fuck knuckle, I saw a couple on my last video, and then some fuck knuckle decided to bring it up on a tweet that had nothing to do with it. But he decided it did. He was like, I'm assuming this tweet is about how everyone fucking owned you, about how wrong you were about your video. I'm like, no, first of all, I don't know who owned me in what regard whatsoever because I didn't fucking read your stupid comments. But basically in my last video where I talked about how unsettling it is that people are getting grabbed and hauled off and being held in cells without being charged with anything, being asked to, waive their Miranda rights, again, without being formally charged with anything, and then released without being formally charged with anything. And now, here's the thing. People want to sit there and be like, all the protests are violent in nature. All the protesters are violent. Every protest is violent. Every protester is vandalizing things. I'm like, that's obviously nonsense. I live in a major city that was an epicenter of the protests. Many people I know live in this city and in other cities that have been the epicenters of the protests. My friend is from Portland. There's tons of friends in Portland. These cities have not been burnt to the fucking ground. Yes, windows have been destroyed. Certain things have been set on fire. Largely barricades have been set on fire. It hasn't been the case where like full buildings are being set ablaze and burning down for the most part. There has been violence. There has been unrest. The unrest has continued. The vandalism has continued. But the fact of the matter is that the fallout does not support the narrative that the majority of protesters are violent. If the majority of protesters are violent, things would have gotten way out of hand. There'd be far more property destruction. You'd be seeing, images of the aftermath of these cities, they've been set ablaze nightly like this. You're going to see the fallout. You're going to see burned down buildings. You're going to see cars flipped over. I haven't seen a single fucking video where we won the Super Bowl and we flipped over and burned a car. That's like it's a regular occurrence when a sports team wins or loses a championship. I haven't seen a single video or picture of a burning car during any of this. Have you seen any?
I haven't looked at a lot.
Burning cars. None. Show me a burning fucking car. These are really riots all over the street. Yeah, some people here and there peeling off from the crowd to go hurl bricks through buildings or light shit on fire sucks. And do those happen in every, mass group of protests? Probably for the most part, but is it the majority of the thousands of people marching that are doing this? No, because a lot more people would be dead. There would be a lot more intense of a violent response from the government. And again, you would see so much more aftermath of all of this destruction. So I'm just not buying that the majority of protesters are all, malintended, violent, all this stuff. But that's the narrative being put out there. And again, it doesn't even matter because the worrying part is now these people being grabbed and held is the violation of the First Amendment. And this is something we didn't really get into on this channel because I just try to avoid anything that has, the P word and the president involved and whatnot because everyone gets their fucking panties in a wad. Everyone's either like hate, jerking off to him or love jerking off to him. So whatever. the fact of the matter is people felt, certain ways about that whole photo op he did in front of the church. The way I felt about it was you moved a bunch of peaceful protesters by gassing them without advanced knowledge. If this had been it's an instance of like, this was put out ahead of time that he was, the president needs to cross this street at this time on this day for this, photo op and security will be enforced. That's fine. That's a different story, but that's not what happened. What happened was a last minute desire to take a picture out in the streets because he was upset that people were calling him Bunker Boy. So he wanted to go, take a photo op proving that, he's strong and he's going to stand up against it. Whatever the reasons are, it doesn't matter. The point is, it's very last minute, right? And that is a very... That is couldn't be more and the antithesis of the First Amendment to say, oh, the president who is not above the Constitution. In fact, it is his duty, his one duty above all else to enforce the Constitution. He does not have the fucking right to violate your First Amendment rights just because he wants to go stand in front of a church and wave a Bible around. That's complete violation of your First Amendment rights. That's like him, that's like, again, that's, to me, it's like, the president's going to take a picture, so they're going to come into your houses and physically remove your guns from your possession, for these couple of hours because the president needs to feel safe in this area, in this jurisdiction. He's coming to your town, so we're going to just fucking take your guns away to make him feel safe. You wouldn't fucking like that, would you? No, it is a violation of your rights. It is 100% a violent violation of your rights, and that is what that is. So, anyway, it pisses me off and it's stupid and we should all be incensed about this. The same thing again. I don't give a shit if you are a violent protester who is vandalizing things. You have the right to be charged with a crime when you are arrested. If they're hauling you off and sticking you in a cell for an hour at a time or whatever, never fucking charge you with a crime. That is illegal. That is a violation of your due process. That is a violation of your, of the Bill of Rights. So people don't give a shit though, because the libs are getting owned. Guess what? They're fucking Americans too. This is happening to Americans. These are violations of rights happening to Americans. If we could all just see that we are Americans being treated the same way, and it's not a really great way by the people with power, maybe we come together instead of fucking splitting hairs over this dumb shit. Oh, you deserve it because you didn't support my right to do this thing, because you didn't support my right to do this thing. Fucking support each other. We're all fucking Americans at the end of the day. Okay. I'm done now.
And scene.
So there we go.
Perfect. I just finished my last taco.
It's a new record.
Hooray. So that's what's up. And Captain Robert April, I didn't hear anybody disputing the fact that they were tear gassed. That's when, again, you look at the stories and like, there's a lot of disputes. So this happened, this didn't happen, this happened, this didn't happen. When you go look at the story, both sides coming out of the White House, at no point did the White House deny gassing the protesters. Nobody denied gassing those protesters outside the White House. Additionally, nobody tried to claim that they weren't peaceful either. The White House or any of the, that side of things did not try to come out and say that they were just being peaceful. So if there was no pushback towards that narrative, why wasn't there? There's a lot of dissent happening in the mainstream media, a lot of, push here and there, a lot of infighting with the various news outlets. So if there is another side to be said, someone's going to tell it. So I don't know. That's and so you shall. That's
now children, I was asked to bring a healthy snack. So join me in the hallway
for swine livers and Capri Suns. That's still the best thing. Tom, have you watched this yet?
Which one?
SNL Career Day with Adam Driver.
I probably have. I think I saw that episode he was on, unless it was the second one he was on.
It was the second one, yeah.
I might not have seen it then.
It's the best thing ever. It's like top 10 SNL all time, easily. I'm going to share it in the link in the chat here with you guys. So
this dead
bird represents those who would wish you ill, flying high above the earth in bloody defiance of our gifts. And now you return to earth. I
get defeated.
I have
leave you a job, Pickens.
And now your bones turn to... I crushed you into the ground. And now your bones turn to oil beneath my living feet. I married your granddaughter. Filled her belly with my festering seed and sired a boy. He is my final revenge teacher.
Yeah.
No, come on. I was thinking when we were watching it today too, the part where he gets in his face, like, Theo, this boy, and this is the whole fucking,
Pete Davidson?
No, he does the whole iron skillet in the pizza oven thing. And he's like, this fucking close to Pete Davidson. Like, how do you not laugh? That's why they cut away from him. How do you not laugh? Someone's just wearing that fucking wig, staring in your face, going, incubation technology was in its infancy, so they put me in a cast iron pot and stuck me in the pizza oven until I was ripe enough to walk. How do you not fucking laugh? Damn you, HR. Yeah, my eyes, the goggles, you know me. Papa, why did the goggles protect me? Why did they protect my eyes, Papa? Papa, why did they protect my eyes? They're burning.
Because you're not wearing them.
Oh, yeah, they're right here on my head. You put the goggles on your face. It says right here on top of my face. I did the instructions. What's wrong, Papa?
I don't know.
Why? Why I love our scientists. Anyway, yep. So, that's oh yeah, I'd never liked the Simpsons Flaming TP. Sorry. But yeah, that's tonight. That's this night.
Is that the show already?
No.
Oh, Jesus! We've only been on for like 25 minutes.
I'm just flipping over.
Well, she shot her wad there pretty well, I would say. I mean,
Yeah.
we got like 2 major rants out of her.
There you go. Well, we'll
So,
just, look, I recover quickly. Just give me a few minutes.
HR
And we'll go
Pickens.
again.
What do you think he did to try to break Abraham Parnassus' spirit? Because he came close.
Like walked faster than him down the block.
Oh, you think we're talking this?
I think it was probably something really like. No, I like to think that back in the day, like they were these two, top oil baron dudes who were like,
I always thought Abraham H. Parnassus was the younger oil baron.
maybe I like to think that HR like stole the love of his life or something, and that's why he married his granddaughter as his final revenge. Like he stole his woman away and was like trying to steal his fortunes or something like that, and he managed to like, I don't know, do something terrible like get pirates to sink his ship when he was on a merchant's exploration in the ocean or some crazy shit like that. I don't know, bringing oil back from Saudi Arabia via ship, and he fucking sunk his ship with pirates, and then like stole the wife, and then raised his child as his own until he was a certain age, and sent him out into the world. That his children would never know who he was, so then he could come and marry the granddaughter.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
You're playing like 4D chess right now.
Yeah. It's fucking Abraham H. Parnassus. He's a great man. Yep. Anyway.
Thank you, Beth, for the mug, by the way.
Really, yeah. I took a picture of that. I didn't send an email. Did I email it to you? I did email it to her. Yeah. I hope she liked it. Also, hi, people. Lots of people in the chat. Anthony Sholey says, when I was 14, a random kid said I caused a genocide. That's fucked up.
What?
When I was 13, my ex-best friend started a rumor that I wanted to be a serial killer when I grew up, and I got sent to the guidance office for that. So that was
when
fun.
I was in the 5th grade, I ate my weight in Godfather's pizza. And Michael Jackson didn't come over to my house to use the bathroom.
But his sister did.
My story's real.
So is mine!
Mine happened to me.
Hey, Chunk, I got naked pictures of your mom. You want to buy them real cheap? Dude, I need to watch the Goonies thing.
Anyway.
Your mom's favorite piece.
You think your mom's going to notice? Of course my mom's going to notice.
Sorry, someone in the chat said Matt Jarbo got huge by talking about Gamergate and remained relevant by talking about Ghostbusters. Matt Jarbo is not relevant. He's no longer relevant at all. He's trying really desperately and hard to become relevant again. But yeah, that's someone I think someone else pointed out. Yeah, he did the mass flag. Or the same person pointed out he did the mass flagging, which is, it was his downfall. And also his complete lack of consistency with anything he says ever. And also that video recently where he defended... There's the polar bear one. That always sticks out as like reasons to never like Matt Jarbo. But then, whatchamacallit? What was that video he made recently where he was like, it was some statutory rape case, and he was like empathizing with the woman who took advantage of the young boy. It's like a 19-year-old girl and a 14-year-old boy and shit, and he was like taking her side.
Oh, I've seen.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's disgusting.
I don't publicly speak on mundane Matt, so.
That's fair.
But I'm listening and nodding.
Nah, there's people talking shit on other YouTubers in the chat. So.
Oh, I've shout out to Audrey in the chat. I've been reading what she's writing, so you're cool.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with a lot of. Yeah, I'm Polly the polar bear. Forgot about that, didn't we? Ha ha. For those who don't know, Polly the polar bear was of all of Matt Jarbo's ill-conceived ideas. This is probably the worst. Probably worse than false flagging, and then ultimately admitting that he was false flagging. Being forced to admit that he was false flagging. I think the worst thing was Polly the polar bear, which was him. This little animation of this polar bear trying to be all like, word of the day, and the word of the day was the N-word, which he just said out loud. Obviously, clearly just one of the many excuses that white people have come up with over the years to say the N-word out loud, which is just dumb, because I think if you're looking for an excuse to say the N-word out loud, you're probably racist. I, for one, even though I'm definitely racist because I've been accused by both the left and the right of being racist, never look for an excuse to say the N-word. I don't have a desire to say it ever, and I just don't. So I don't know why anyone would ever. That being said, I actually did have an idea for a video that was going to be called Jesse Says the N-word, but I wasn't actually going to say it.
Was it Mia from the?
No, I actually do want to make a whole video about it and why we treat that word so reverently, I guess. You know, why it's given this like extra pedestal to the point where like we've eradicated. It just seems to be doing it to like the nth degree. You know, we all pretty much agree there's words you shouldn't say, and you know,
Donald Glover says both.
So there you go. Like, yeah, like that word. That's
the spelling bee, right?
The spelling bee one. You know, there's that word that sounds a lot like that thing you fly in the sky that we don't like to say because it's offensive to the Jews. There's that thing that rhymes with a stick that you'd find on the ground that we don't say because it's offensive to the Mexican. There's what?
A windsock. You fly it in the wind.
What? Oh, kite.
I was trying to
but we still say kite. We still say stick. You know, but we can't say. We want to say it, even though it's just a word. No, it's
I
not
don't
even
YouTube to penalize you.
I don't want to. It's just this word that we can't say anymore, even though it has nothing to do with the N-word, and the meaning has nothing to do with the N-word. They come from completely different places, but they sound similar, so you can't say it anymore because it's racist now to say a word that's just retarded. It doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. In fact, I'm pretty sure the Brits still use the FAG word as a euphemism for a cigarette. So
yeah,
get over it. But again, you know, we can use all these other things. We can justify using all these other things. But anything related, you can't even ask this question without being accused of being racist. What? Clearly, you're talking about the N-word, so you're racist. Like, no, I just want to be able to have a conversation about this so we can understand this better and understand, you know, it and why it's treated so preciously. And maybe if we stopped all treating it so preciously, it would lose a lot of its power, like Voldemort. So, anyway. Yeah, I agree. Captain Robert April, completely. And this stigma that exists around it, and I think that's just like the regular societal thing, you know. You say a word that it shouldn't be used, you will be met with a societal backlash to that word that you say. That is, people try to ask. Some of the I had this fucking argument with someone else on Twitter who tried to claim that you know, sounds like you are arguing that people shouldn't be allowed to say what they want with impunity, which is just another form of censorship that I believe you've argued against before. I'm like, no, I've 100% always been on the side of you can't say what you want with impunity. The whole point is that freedom of speech applies to everybody. So if I were to say, you know, Tom, you're allowed to say hate speech words, and nobody can say anything to you. But let's say Jeff took issue with Tom's use of the N-word and wanted to tell Tom how he felt about Tom using the N-word.
Drop that taco.
Yeah, Taco Tom. If I told Jeff he couldn't respond how he wanted to, I would be taking away his freedom of speech, which would be just as retarded. So,
thank you for not taking away my freedom
you're
of
welcome.
speech.
Yeah, no, the whole point is that societal policing, if you will, societal feedback, the other people's exercising of their own free speech in response to your well or poorly chosen words, is why naturally we weed out certain words or attitudes in our society. And that's actually a much more effective way of doing it than just say you can't, which also applies to all of the social justice movement right now. All of this, wokeness and whatnot. The more you try to tell people what you can't say or think or believe or do, the more you make people want to do it. And the more you make people want to question why it is they're not allowed to. If you just create a culture based on you liking the things that are good and denouncing the things that are bad, these things naturally come to pass. But you telling other people that they are good or bad for liking them doesn't achieve the same thing. You just need to be out there liking or disliking these things on your own, creating your own, cult of merit so that people listen to you and believe you and accept what you say is in good faith. And then other people will follow by example. But yeah, those are my thoughts. It's a very ranty kind of night. Yeah, Bobby Massa, I remember. Sticks and stones can hurt my bones, but sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That was the adage I was raised on. And now it's like, no, words hurt! Only if you fucking let them. So stop being so fucking weak. Maybe y'all just need more vitamin C if you bruise that easily.
Ooh, damn.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And Tom, I understand it's a medical condition. I'm not talking about your pale ass complexion.
I don't mind.
Do you burn if you're exposed to the sun for more than 5 seconds?
Yes.
Do you have to put sunscreen on the top of your head when you go outside in the summer?
If I'm going to be out for a while, I probably should, yeah. I've paid the price for not using sunscreen, oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, likewise. I used to, my horse, when I had a horse, when I lived in Vermont, where horses are abundant, he had a tiny little bit of white on his nose that was over some pink skin. So I had to put a little sunscreen right in that little spot. What was it? Turn red.
Oh.
Little spot. Jordan D'Ambrini, thank you for the super chats. Says, unfortunately, I don't have much to say, but here's my contribution in support of your awesomeness. Woo! Haha. Stay real, homegirl. Stay real. Will do. Thanks, Jordan D'Ambrini. D'Ambrini. I don't know. Thank you for the super chat. It's much, much appreciated. And that's okay, because I'm talking enough for all my guests tonight. So why would I need anyone else to say things? I'm just good at talking. Ha, 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 ha. I see what you did there.
Couldn't get a word in.
Shut up. Shut up. You can talk if you want to. No, shut up. No, shut up. But everyone needs to like Champagne Cake because he's a scientist. Anyway. This dead bird. I'm going to send you all.
Shit, pancake, super scientist.
Yes. Oh, that should be his pancake science song.
He needs a Saturday morning cartoon.
He does.
Agreed.
He's a scientist. He'll need a different name if he does shows for children, though. We could just call him Pancake Cat. I don't know.
Pancake.
Pancake Cat.
Or it's pancake.
Like, pancakes.
It's pancake.
It's pancakes. It's pancake.
Well, no one said it had to be for kids.
That's true. It doesn't have to be.
It's going to be like a demented Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Cutest cat, not for kids.
Yeah.
That's for catchphrase. The cutest cat, not for kids.
That's my name. The cutest cat, not for kids. And Macaroni Mongo is also a scientist, as you can see in the picture of me.
Like Peabody and Sherman, but just crazy.
That's right. That's right. Poop pancake? No, that's gross. No one wants poop pancake. That's disgusting. Why would you suggest such a thing?
Shit pancake just rolls off the tongue, and that sounds wrong too, though.
Pancake.
He's very cute. I guess he could be Malcolm when he's for kids.
Yeah. The pancake part's gonna sell.
Pancake. He's got me pancake.
What do you call him? The pancake.
Pancake.
Yeah, I think S8. There's just SH pancake.
SH pancake for when he's for kids.
Pancake.
Pancake.
All the books written for kids should be signed SH pancake.
SH pancake. Why SH pancake? It's my name for kids. Call me, what's the S? What's the H stand for?
Say hi.
Hello. Hello, pancake. Hello. That's when kids ask what the SH is for. It's for say hello.
Mm-hmm.
Also for shit. Hello. Oh, Samurai Vader says hi to you.
Hello, Samurai Vader.
Tom, I just like that sigh that you make. Really just embodies how I feel most moments of the day.
I sigh like that at least 50 times a day, probably.
I'm not surprised. Every time you do, I'm like, yeah, I feel this. William, no, this is us regular. I mean, I can't speak for Tom, but this is us regular. So
Yeah, we're honestly just we'll sit in the pool, talk about shit pancake. We'll swim around. Oh God, see, or we'll be up at night, and all of a sudden she'll start talking to the shit pancake voice. Yeah, shit pancake.
What you doing?
Trying to go to sleep.
Why?
Because I'm tired.
Why are you tired?
Because I've been awake for a long time.
But I'm awake now.
You were asleep when I was awake.
Oh, that's not true.
That is true.
I was asleep. I can't tell if you're asleep or not because I was asleep.
You were asleep on my leg.
Oh, but now, how do you know that you weren't asleep too?
Because I saw you with my eyes.
Oh, are you sure?
Possibly.
Maybe you were dreaming.
No, I don't dream about that stuff.
How do you know? What if you did dream and you just woke up and you thought it was real?
Because I never woke up.
Well, how do you know?
Because I never fell asleep.
Maybe you're asleep right now.
No.
But what if you are?
But I'm not.
What if you were?
Then I'd wake up.
What if you don't know that you're awake?
If this was my dream and I have all control over it, you'd be very quiet right now.
Well, how'd you know?
And now I know I'm awake.
That's not true. You don't control your dreams.
I think that was the first one where I actually just ended it.
Oh no!
I broke the questioning chain.
Oh no! I don't know what to do.
I beat you, pancake.
No, I got beaten. Papa, don't beat me. It's not very nice. It's not nice to beat people, you know. I want to know more about Anthony Scioli getting accused of causing a genocide. I don't know if anyone actually believed that. That just seems really random. Very random. Trust me, I'm a scientist. Did I ever post the link that I did with the shit pancake? I did this so that everyone could go like his status, and then I didn't post it to the StreamYards. Here you go. Everyone go like shit pancakes picture about being a scientist. As you guys can see, I'm really into it because I keep sharing it. It makes me happy.
Oh, it's cute.
It makes me for sure happy. There. Now I can put it
I gotta
on.
grab a drink. Be right back.
Now Tom is a scientist, and
people were talking about how shit pancake would work.
Super cat scientist.
I think he'd be great.
I want a WCBs show on Adult Swim. We have our skit ideas.
That would be cool.
That's really what I'd like to do with the channel.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a lot of fun. And then I'd also like to hire people to shoot my comics.
Wouldn't that be nice? Then they would not be on our floor anymore.
All right, I'm back.
Hey, welcome back. What beverage did you acquire for yourself?
Soda like I shouldn't.
Oh, fair enough. You do want me to try vanilla Coke, by the way.
Sure.
I jinxed you.
No problem. By the way, Dr. Coffinails, yes, I heard that Horror Hound was canceled. I'm heartbroken, but not surprised, honestly. At this point, what isn't going to get canceled?
I figured they were able to make the deal to sort of probably push all their deposits and stuff.
The only thing that's not canceled is getting canceled.
Oh, too bad. Too bad. Okay, so here's an interesting question for y'all, because it's something I think we need to have a distinction on moving forwards. It's sort of important, and it kind of goes into a conversation I was having the other day that was started by somebody using interesting phraseology. Now, right now, so cancel culture is this very specific thing. You did something, you get canceled, right? Okay, but how do we delineate that from instances that happened prior to cancel culture being a thing that still happen now, where people aren't being canceled? Like, how do we make the distinction between someone getting canceled, i.e. a victim of cancel culture, or people getting justly terminated or justly, removed from the public eye over actions they have actually recently taken?
The law is a good beginning point.
Well,
because like I use Bill Cosby as the prime example.
Yeah.
I don't care if Bill Cosby disappears from history. I never liked his work, so I guess I'm biased in that regard. But I think it's the perfect thing, because the shit he did, it's not like a moral thing, like, oh, somebody's made a joke that didn't sit right with some people.
Exactly.
You can't ever make a justification for the stuff he did.
Yeah.
So I think when you're 100% wrong about something, where you can't have a moral stake in it. It's where it's just objectively like a wrong fucking thing.
So like Amber Turd, let's say she comes out on the wrong side of the allegations after the court proceedings are done. She loses, all of her platforms. She loses her movie roles, etc., as a result of, loss of public opinion and or jail time and or whatever.
Nobody's stopping her from working at Hardee's, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like she's...
The difference is she went out and she lied. And she has a platform, you just said it yourself, and somebody should not have a platform who cannot tell the truth. So right there, she should lose said platform. And there's a lot of people, just like with sports and other things, where it's like if you are in a job where basically you get to play pretend for lots and lots of money, and people don't want to come see you, what choice do the studios have? What
value do you offer? Yeah, you don't offer any value if you're going to keep people, if selling tickets, viewership, whatever is the commodity you're dealing in, and your presence stops your business from doing its business, then yeah. Now, but then let's look at some other examples, though, because...
And the difference is, though, like I said, though, it's not like anybody's stopping her from getting a job at Hardee's. You know what I mean?
True, but I want to look at some other examples and see if they fall under the definition of canceling or not. So let's take one that happened pre all of this. It's not necessarily a legal question, but like Mel Gibson, right? Obviously, he has worked very hard and diligently to try to remain relevant. But, was Mel Gibson canceled back when were coming out?
That's a very good comparison, actually, because here's the difference. I think mainly in the Johnny Amber situation, there is a victim.
Yeah.
Either way, whoever is right or wrong, there's still a victim.
Yeah.
In the Mel Gibson thing, he was drunk and he went off on some cops. And I think he went off on one of his girlfriends or something like that.
Well, there were multiple instances of him with the same tenor. Basically.
Going off, though, has he ever physically done anything to anybody? That's the real big question.
Alec Baldwin has.
Well, but then it goes back into that, into things like, another one I want to bring up is obviously the Nick Cannon example, because Nick Cannon really wasn't canceled. That's a really important distinction I also want to make here, too, that in the midst of all this cancel culture and calling for people to be canceled, canceling is a very absolutist thing, and Nick Cannon was objectively not canceled, which I think is interesting given, again, the culture, the reactionary value. Well, yeah, I mean, they did the same thing with James Gunn. They, ditched him and then sort of turned right around and brought him back on. So this is interesting, but then someone like Nick Cannon again, right? You're talking about, so the victim, victims, as it were, obviously not a definitive single person or someone getting physically hurt or, having the reputation affected or whatnot. There's no individualized victim from what Mel Gibson did, let's say.
Not really. I mean, you could say as a whole, people, but then again, if you're Jewish and you don't want to go see his movies, that's your choice. And that puts you in the same position, like with, Amber, where, but like people have done that to him already. So, I mean,
so even though, did Mel Gibson really get canceled, or did he just create an environment around which people didn't want to, because again, if you're a movie producer now, you're not going to want them in your movies because you're now turning off a Jewish audience.
Well, I think
people were sympathetic to the Jewish
cause. I think we're past Mel Gibson being irrelevant, though, because he may not be starring in films like he used to be, but he directed, Heartbreak Ridge a couple years. No, that's the Clint Eastwood one. No, it's the one with Andrew Garfield.
It was something.
That thing was a success.
Something Hilltop, something or other. Yeah, that was all right.
Ridge, yeah.
He's just moved into a different role, kind of like Paul Rubens. When he got caught, Pee Wee Herman jerking in the theater.
Well, there's a great example.
I never went away. He's like, I just did other shit.
That's fair. I would say Mel Gibson did go away for a while.
He's back.
He's back. That's what I'm saying. And
look, Robert Downey Jr. He went away for a while. Now he's back.
But even now, you still have to look
Pee
at
Wee's probably a better example because there was no victim.
Mm-hmm.
He literally was doing what probably every other guy in that fucking theater was doing too. Let's be real. But the only reason he got caught is because somebody goes, "Hey, aren't you Pee Wee Herman?" That's probably why he got caught. Let's face it. He wasn't, the stories went nuts. What really happened was he was in a Florida porn theater jerking off and got charged with indecent exposure. He got arrested, and I believe he got let go the same night, but the media ran with it, and every single rumor that you could think of came out after that. Like he was doing it in front of kids. He was doing it in this and that. No, that's not what happened at all. It's like, I'm surprised anybody even recognized him if you see his mugshot.
That's fair. That is fair.
So again, like I said, it's not like there was any victims. He wasn't doing anything he shouldn't do, but I mean, he was in public anyway. But
Well,
I mean,
technically breaking a law, but a victim.
technically, but they're a victimless crime. Yes.
When you're that rich, though, how could you not afford a VCR in a hotel room?
Right, seriously.
Well, that's just it. You know, he's classier.
Some people get off. Some people get off on public
Look,
masturbation.
I'm not. I look at as a kid, I loved Pee-wee's Playhouse, and then one day it just went away, and I never.
You want to know the truth? I can see Paul Rubens being like, the VHS does not have the same quality as 35 millimeter.
That would be hilarious.
You wanted to see a Vanessa Del Rio classic?
I could see that. Like, yeah, you cannot see Deep Throat on VHS. It's not the same.
He's a fucking art critic the whole time.
No, I'm not kidding. He probably would say something like that. But that's the thing is, like, you put people in those boxes. Like, it's more like, here's a better answer, I think, Jesse. Maybe this is the answer that you're looking for. Is it something that is like it's error to, you know, it's a human error? You know, people get upset, people get mad, they say and do stupid things. Or is it something that was actually malicious and is something that they'll probably do again? Because I think the biggest problem here is nobody has any forgiveness.
True.
I mean, you're trying to equate, like, you're bringing up all these examples, but that's just it. People are equating people like Mel Gibson with, you know, people like Bill Cosby, and that's not even fair.
No,
that's not fair in any way, shape, or form. You know, in a lot of ways. So yeah.
Even I'll draw that as the group that was targeted by a lot of Mel Gibson's remarks. Even I'll say it's by no means comparable. And I always think that to me that was the peak of the inanity of the Me Too movement, was when they went after Matt Damon for saying the most logical thing ever, with the same fervor that they went after the actual people, all the Harvey Weinsteins of the world. All Matt Damon said was, we don't need to treat. I think it might have been after what's his face, the comedian turned politician who supposedly was kissing Al Franken. I think it might have been after Al Franken got canceled, which was ridiculous. Where he basically said we need to stop treating we shouldn't be acting like every type of harassment is equally bad. Yeah. And the fucking mob went after him with, again, as much fervor as they went after Harvey Weinstein, which was the same amount of fervor they went after Al Franken, even though none of these things are comparable in the eyes of the law or in the in public to any rational human being. I think that was where, like, if they hadn't lost all credibility by that point, which they already had for me, that was way past the tipping point. But that's
no, I agree with you 100% on that. It's true. At least I think so, anyway.
And so that's where I think I have such trouble, because there's some case I think we can all look at, and again, the common sense crowd can pretty much unilaterally agree, like taking the Oscars away from Kevin Hart over a tweet he made 10 years ago that he's repeatedly apologized for in those 10 years is fucked up. Yeah. But then also at the same time, people were much more split over, like, James Gunn, who, granted, it was a larger body of work, but also one that had not been repeated in any way over the past, the recent years. Was equally, he had clearly moved on past that brand of humor for the past decade or whatever, 8 years or so, and nothing of the like had popped up since then. So how do we think that's equally as ridiculous to punish him over those, or is it somehow different, because of either the volume of tweets, that he had, or the nature of the tweets, or something like that? I
mean, I got to look at it like, James Gunn's a real tough area to say. It's like this. I look at it like, was it in good taste? No. Is it funny? Not really. But if you're going to accuse him of something that may not be true without any evidence whatsoever, because there has been zero allegations against him. He's had some questionable girlfriends, but they were of age, and whatever they do between consenting as adults is between consenting adults. That's the thing I think a lot of people would forget. And then there was something going around, but I heard that was doctored up from a music video anyway, so it wasn't even real. Like, people were trying to say they were having like some parties or something or other. Something or other. I guess actually what it was from was some foreign music video shoot or something like that. But again, so there's like a lot of this going around. And again, it's tough to sit there and persecute something for something that they said 10 years ago with no evidence of them actually doing it. Because how many times have all of us said, I want to kill so-and-so, because you get pissed off? It's the same kind of a thing, but not exactly. But I mean, like, look at South Park. They make jokes like that all the time. There's an entire episode about Nambla. You know, I mean, there's an entire episode. One of the funniest episodes of South Park is where Mr. Garrison gets pissed that his dad never molested him as a child. I mean, like, again, if you can laugh at that, like,
Right.
then how can you not say that they could just be jokes? They may not be good jokes, but they were just jokes without any proof or evidence to the contrary. It's really tough to say the guy is a this or a that without any kind of evidence at all.
I'm with you 100%, and I feel very similarly about the career ramifications for both men. You know, for Kevin Hart as well as James Gunn.
Even Eddie Murphy ran into the same thing. It was like, I mean, even though he made some excuses, and rightfully so, it was like, hey, it was a different time. We didn't know anything about AIDS yet.
No.
You know, I mean, he says, you know, obviously I don't feel the same way now, and I'm more educated now. Do I think he should have apologized, though? No, not necessarily. A joke's a joke.
Exactly. And there's also something to be said, too, of that it's a different time of not just, you know, when you look at that lens, it's not even necessarily people trying to make excuses saying these attitudes were accepted at the time. It's also people calling attention to the point that the level of humor was different at the time. What was acceptable, you know, to say under the guise of a joke was a lot more liberal, just not even that long ago. I mean, Tropic Thunder uses a solid metric. This is what was okay and acceptable and funny comedy-wise. Never go full retard. You know, Robert Downey Jr. in blackface.
Which was Oscar nominated, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, this shoot that at that time, that was what year was that again?
2008.
2008.
Yeah, not even that long ago. Yeah,
12 years ago. That was the metric to me. That was like the edge. You know,
well, look at things like The Birdcage and other things too. Yeah.
God, yeah. You know, and so to me, that was like, you can look at a movie like I'm sure you could pull out other ones. You know, Birdcage is a great litmus test for you know, queer culture in the media for its time. That was, you know, how many years before that one?
God, that's almost 30 years ago now.
Yeah,
96.
well, I knew it was the 90s sometimes. So if you look at the 90s, when I would say the 90s was when you first started really having queer representation in cinema.
Yeah.
And
hey, don't forget about Hollywood and the mannequin films.
But you know, and so you can use the Birdcage as sort of a litmus test of the 90s to say this is where the was.
Yeah, but not to interrupt you, that is a great example, though, of a positive gay character, and they did not make him malicious in any way. They didn't make him overtly gay. He's a little flamboyant, but that's about it. You know, he wasn't a bad character at all. He was a main character. He served the purpose of the story. He is. Well, that's why they brought him back for the sequel. Sorry. Anyway, you were saying, go ahead.
Not at all. No, I was going to say we can use these as litmus tests. So if you're going to look at, you know, the jokes that Kevin Hart was making, you know, through the lens of this movie was not that long before. And
in 1.2, I think the final film before everything was at the tipping point was like a 21 Jump Street, where we had come 4 years after the Tropic Thunder stuff. But if you break it down, the Schmidt-Janko characters are, you know, of the era where these kind of things are acceptable. And so then you see how sensitive the high school kids are for this new generation, and it makes fun of that fully. Now, if the shoes on the other foot, where if they made a movie like that, they'd make fun of how antiquated the guys are.
They'd be going okay boomer and all that
shit. Yeah, all this
shit.
crap. And it's just funny how we've reached that tipping point, and that to me is like the last great comedy that I ever saw in theaters.
I think that's whether or not the millennials actually have the power. What you can see is clearly there's that shift in the perception of the media of we're not more. Maybe that's where they went so wrong, though. Maybe that generational disconnect is part of why media has suffered so much, is because what you're seeing now, Le Cage aux Folles, right?
Yeah, and I think they actually a series of films, actually.
So the Birdcage is a remake of a 60s movies. Yeah, a 60s movie, and obviously the Birdcage was the much more, you know, I think I've seen the original one too, actually.
Yeah, I think it was actually like a series of like 5 French films.
But it was French, and that was French
throughout the 60s and 70s, yeah.
Yeah, obviously French attitudes being what they were. So it's really interesting to see, like, you know, where some of those, and it's interesting, I think, when you look comparatively across cultures, trying to compare like our attitudes towards certain things versus another cultures, and like how the U.S. has been, you know, very far ahead in some regards and also very far behind in others. It's just really interesting to sort of look at the litmus test of like attitudes towards the queer community, attitudes towards minorities, attitudes towards immigrants, attitudes towards, you know, gay community and stuff. It's sort of interesting how, you know, to place us in the, because if you look at that, I mean, the French have been very accepting in all forms of various kinds of sexual proclivities, from homosexuality to, you know, philandering and stuff like that. Whereas, you know, we're still miles ahead of a lot of play. Well, I think, you know, I was actually surprised at how quickly we had federally mandated gay marriage, and that, you know, is still very much, you know, lightning years ahead of plenty of other countries. Whereas you had, I think, New Zealand back in 2013 allowed gay marriage and stuff like that. New Zealand's a special little example, though, because they just have direct democracy. So they were the first country in the world to give women the right to vote, by the way. Did you know that? Now you know. I learned this stuff. Obi-Wan, thank you so much for chiming in. I hope you got caught up. He was down here saying, what are we talking about? He says, is this a drinking stream? It should be. Well, for your incredibly generous $50 super chat, I'll take a shot. Will you take a shot with me?
You got to get it.
Okay. It's a $50 shot, so does that mean?
Oh, it's the makers, yeah.
Gotta bring out the nice bottle. Look, for $50, any stream can be a drinking stream, and this was we actually didn't drink any of this on our last stream, did we?
Nope.
No, because I remember being like, oh, we've cracked our second bottle. I wonder what a dent we're gonna make on it tonight. But we only drink the good stuff for 50 and up. So, do you want to grab us a couple shot glasses? Sure. Thank you. And we'll take some shot of the good stuff. I'm actually kind of feeling a shot of the good stuff. This is a question for Jeff here, and probably Hulk Hogan versus Hollywood Hogan. Who would win?
Hulk.
Oh God, hold on. I'm gonna come back to answer that one.
Okay.
It's really good.
Tom says Hulk. Was that what you said, Tom?
Hulk Hogan would win, yeah.
Hulk Hogan. All right.
Okay, so wait. Hulk Hogan and
Hollywood Hogan.
okay, cool.
I don't even know who Hollywood Hogan is.
So Jesse, for frame of reference, it's the same guy.
I assumed that it was.
Yeah, but Hollywood Hogan is when he went bad.
Here's the question, though. He always had the NWO backing him up when he was Hollywood Hogan. So why wouldn't you want to bet on that? I mean, yes, Hulk Hogan had the prayers and the
There's
vitamins.
something gross in my glass. Can I have a different one?
Ew. Let's just share that shot glass.
No, we can't take a shot
Okay,
together
fine.
out of the same
Hold on.
glass.
Let me answer the question, though.
Okay.
The power of the Hulkamaniacs are strong. I'm going to go with NWO, man. They took down everybody.
You got to understand, Jeff, at that time, Hulk was a hero, and he turned coat. He went to be a heel. It just killed us.
I was alive and aware. Wait, what? Who's that from?
Sean Firefart.
Oh.
He just sent me a bunch of Al Franken as a creep memes. Okay, see, this is what's really interesting to me, though, about. I wonder if it speaks to cultural difference too. We'll go on a little tangent here. Well, you guys can finish your wrestling stuff.
I'm just picking on.
Going, but is the second there's an allegation that a person on the left is in some way creepy or gropey or rapey or whatever, there's like 1,000 memes about them being creepy, but the same thing doesn't happen the other way, and I wonder why that is.
Don't you know the joke itself? The left can't meme in general. Like that's just a meme.
Is that a thing?
That's a thing, yeah.
Oh, it's because they don't have a sense of humor because they've made humor illegal. That's my theory. They can't meme about shit because they made humor illegal. It's not funny. It's not worth joking about.
That's probably a good point, actually. Because, I mean, there's a lot of fun things you could have fun with, but I just don't care. So
I don't know what's on the lid. Ew.
It's nothing on the lid. It just smells pungent.
All right.
It smells like Maker's Mark. Wee.
Yeah, but he wouldn't win David Jensen. They wouldn't let him win.
Win what?
Hollywood Hogan.
Oh, well.
He said he'd play dirty.
He would, dude. That's how he beat the Ultimate Warrior at Halloween Havoc 98.
Haha.
He lit the gimmick of the match was supposed to be he lit some piece of paper on fire and threw it in his eyes. It's called flash paper.
Ew.
He fucked it up and it burnt in his hand. He goes like this. He doesn't know what to do. He's like, unlike you. He's like, and so the guy just stands there until Hogan gets up and hits him. It's a shit show.
That's hysterical. Are you ready for these? This is for you, Obi-Wan. Hooray.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I forgot how pungent that is.
Is there more bubble water there?
Oh. Do you not like the flavor? The flavor is fine for me. It's the burn.
That's what I want.
It's
Ow.
not.
My sinuses are
You're
still
going-
dry from
Oh,
travel.
I like it's the flavor now.
No. Ugh.
Flavor's delicious. And yeah, for another $50 you can watch our faces turn funny colors again.
Hollywood Hogan did not suck. Look, I wasn't a fan of Hollywood Hogan when he was Hollywood Hogan. I prefer red and yellow Hulk Hogan. I mean, on the 4th of July, I don't listen to the Star Spangled Banner. I listen to Real American by Rick Derringer. Why? Because it's Hulk Hogan's theme song.
See,
Because when it comes crashing down and it hurts inside. Never
I
mind.
can't be on the left because I can.
Just in the flank.
What was the one I was going to make? We were like really fucked up the other night, and I thought of a really funny one. It was 3 panels, and now I can't remember what it was anymore. It's a 3-panel meme.
I don't remember either, but I remembered what I.
Fuck. I don't remember what it was. It was really good too, and I was going to make it, and it was going to be really funny. Excuse me, but I don't remember what it is anymore. I don't remember. I can see image-wise, there's going to be some sort of lake too in it, and I don't remember what it's going to be about. It's going to be really funny and brutal. Oh well. Okay. Ha! David Jensen, Listen to America. Fuck yeah! On the 4th. That's a good song. America!
Fuck yeah!
Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah, America! Fuck yeah! Freedom is the only way, yeah, terrorists, your game is through. Because now you have to
Answer to America!
Fuck yeah! So lick my butt and suck on my balls, America! Fuck yeah! What you gonna do when we come for you, yeah? It's the dream that we all share. It's the hope for tomorrow.
Fuck yeah!
You mean us, Donkey Saurus Rex? We really were.
McDonald's!
Fuck yeah!
Walmart!
Fuck yeah!
Yeah!
Fuck yeah!
Baseball!
Fuck yeah! Go Big Boy or Go Home says Franken was in a photo with his hands going towards her chest. He also pushed her to kiss him in a play when she didn't want to. There was I know. Go Big Boy or Go Home. I'm not trying to say that Al Franken wasn't guilty of that stuff. I don't think he should have been canceled.
He admitted it though, and she said she didn't give a shit, and
yeah,
you know. But I mean, yeah, it's
because he was like, this was early on in Me Too. He got full canceled over it and shit like that. No, what he did was wrong. It was creepy. I'm not making any justifications or excuses for it. But it also has. It wasn't really like in the greater scheme of things, in the Kevin Spacey, Harvey Weinstein sense of things, it wasn't that big of a deal, was the point, So my point is that is not, it's not the same as Matt Damon coming out and saying we need to treat these things differently, which was not a big deal at all. It was 0% criminal or wrong or in any way bad. It was, what Al Franken did wasn't good. It wasn't kosher. It wasn't, on the up and up, but it also wasn't that big of a deal with damaging lasting consequences. And then you have your Bill Cosby's and Harvey Weinstein's who straight up rape people. And that's, obviously the worst.
Rob's in the chat. He says, wrestling, fuck yeah.
Rock and roll!
Fuck yeah! Bed Bath & Beyond!
Fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. I played that whole soundtrack on the 4th of July.
It's so good. Durka Durka, Muhammad Jihad. That would be very appropriate. Matt Damon.
I told you how.
Congratulations, America! You have stopped nothing.
About how I found out Osama bin Laden died, right?
No.
I was watching a wrestling pay-per-view and John Cena comes out and tells the crowd.
No.
I ever told you that?
No.
Yeah, we're in a pay-per-view watching it. Not everyone's on the internet. And all of a sudden,
maybe
John Cena comes out. He's like, guys, we got him. And we're like, your match is over. He's like, yeah, we caught bin Laden. He's dead. I'm like, and everyone just kind of looked around. Like, what? John Cena, thanks for sharing the news.
Thanks, John Cena. I'm so ornery. So ornery. So ornery and sad rearrowed. There's no one, just me ornery. Sitting on my little throne. I work really hard. I love that. Oh, God. Jeffrey Turner, aka Megan Jenny One, says, I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American. Fight for what's right. Fight for your life.
You butchered those lyrics.
Okay, you do it.
No.
I don't want to. I don't feel like singing that song.
Only on the 4th of July. I got
Only
it.
on the 4th of July.
That's all I'm ever going to ask out of you.
That's fine.
I will never ask you to be a Hulk Hogan fan.
But you can sing it if you want to sing it.
I don't want to sing right now.
Then fine. Then it's not getting sung.
Cool.
Deal with it. Oh, fuck yeah. Thank you. Fuck that chick. Yes. Oh my God. The Whisper. Everyone's like, she can sing so high. It's so beautiful. Anyone can sing that high if they just do this the whole time. My name is Billie Eilish. My brother writes all my music for me. I write like one word per song and take a songwriting credit and roll around in my rich kid little house and be famous. I love it. It's amazing.
You became Cartman there. You were fucking Cartman right there.
My name is Billie Eilish. Cartman. Billy, Cartman. Nah, she pisses me off. She's a talentless hack who I just hate that. I hate it so much when it's like merit means nothing anymore. Fucking don't like it. Anyway. Albatross Flight says puppets creep me out. So as a little kid, Team America legit scared me. That's totally reasonable. Claymation creeps me out. I had to get over that. And there's a few places where I've gotten over it, but I still find Wallace and Gromit. Like, even though I love Wallace and Gromit, I find it vaguely unsettling.
You ever seen the Mark Twain claymation film? It has one of the scariest scenes ever in it.
No.
I found a copy on DVD once, but we should watch it.
Oh. But, like, I really enjoy James and the Giant Peach, but it also terrifies me a little.
It's such a weird looking
especially
movie.
The pirates under the ocean part, the ghost pirates.
I never really liked that movie.
I love that movie, but it just, some of the claymation scares me. The puppets were pretty interesting.
Albatross Flight, if you are no longer afraid of puppets, check out Thunderbirds, which is what Team America is based on.
Jeffrey Turner, aka Mega Jenny, once says, just play the darn song, screw the copyright. No. Thank you for the super chat. But I, generally speaking, don't like incurring the copy strikes.
No Time to Die might be the worst Bond theme since Die Another Day by Madonna. Oh my God.
Have I even listened to hers
I
yet?
would
don't
say,
think I have.
Rob, I disagree. It would be the worst song since the last song. Sam Smith's Spectre song.
That was so underwhelming. Song. That was about as underwhelming as you can get.
Is his career? It was there for a minute, now it's gone.
Wasn't he the one who posted his whole little, like, having a panic attack in, like, beautiful stylized photography?
Rob, what the hell are you still doing up?
Of his, from the comfort of his mansion. This is me. That's what it looks like to be alone having a panic. Really, Sam Smith? Who took the fucking pictures?
It's like 1:30 in the morning where he's at.
Yeah, Rob, why are you awake?
Because he wants to have fun with the cool kids.
Where are the cool kids?
Should I send him the link?
Why not? We probably won't be on here that much longer, but you can.
I would say he's probably half awake anyway.
That's true, but we will play Mad Libs in a little bit. So
he's probably good. He's never got to play Mad Libs, has he?
He is not. So if he wants to come on, that's fine. Like I said, we'll probably only be going. We'll probably keep this around a 90-minute or so show.
We still have to have dinner.
We still have to have dinner. That's right.
I watched Gremlins earlier while I was listening to your interview.
Oh yeah.
What'd you think of the interview?
Yeah.
I missed the first part and it was an accident, but I got to listen to some of the last part. It was pretty good. You had a pretty good crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I got to go back and watch the beginning though.
Yeah, he was a great guy to interview. He was open to talk about a lot of stuff and very easy to talk to.
Check your Facebook, Rob.
I do want to go over. I do want to hear some of the highlights because I missed part of it. I was on the phone for part of it, but I did hear a bunch of it. I do want to, for anyone who didn't get to hear it. First of all, it is over on the World Class Bull Shooter channel. Are you leaving that one public for a little bit, or
for a little bit?
Okay.
I don't know how's that video I made doing.
Anyway, and then so y'all should check it out. Obi-Wan says Gumby and Pokey Marathon Watch Party. Just for Jesse. You're mean, Obi-Wan. You were mean. I'd watch Eddie Murphy's Gumby though.
I have all those, the original Gumbies.
And Jeff, great interview. You'll be the new gold standard soon. You freaking will be.
I love doing them. I got a new one lined up. And Obi-Wan, you're the reason this stuff is happening, bro. So thank you.
Yeah, Obi-Wan. He's the best.
He really is.
He's a great dude. And we got Robot Shlomo is here. Everyone's favorite Jewish robot.
Yeah, I only played Jewish robot on television. So
neither Jewish nor a robot. So.
Yeah. He's Italian, actually.
It's allowed.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm up. Surprisingly, I'm up. I was playing Grand Theft Auto before. Usually I'm in bed now watching Rocky and Bullwinkle. So I mean, it's
cute. Well, welcome to the party. We are having some surprisingly deep philosophical conversations.
Yeah, I heard a little bit before. Yeah,
about the nature of cancel culture, and we're only 6 likes away from 100. So oppress. And what was I going to say? Oh yeah, Jeff, what were the highlights? Like, the biggest revelations or the coolest things to hear, or your favorite parts of the interview?
Well, the personal one for me is I always going about. There's an alternate cut of Star Wars I really want to see.
Mm-hmm.
He's seen it. So that was cool.
That's exciting.
it's interesting to hear how the people that worked on the people that saw Star Wars at the right age and then worked on it all seem to like the first film the best. Because when I interviewed Russell, that was his answer, and they always give that same I guess because we saw it on TV, it's a little different.
Mhm.
But when the Star Destroyer comes over head in the beginning, it's just that's just the opening to Star Wars for me, not this inhaling big moment. But it just seems like a lot of guys that grew up in Star Wars that actually got the first one.
I tell you, Jeff, I saw it in the theater in '77.
Mhm.
And the lights were down. You really didn't know what to expect. The lights went down. It was there with my brother Mark, my brother Lou, and my mom and my dad. Little theater up here. It's still there. The theater's still open. They run art house films and stuff now. But you saw the open. There was that big blaring, music, and you saw the opening crawl. And then everything kind of there's that peacefulness, Then the Star Destroyer, then the blockade runner and the Star Destroyer come in overhead, and you never saw anything like that. I mean, it just blew you away. And I've heard it said at that moment the movie becomes bigger than the screen. It was just such an amazing thing, and then it was just you were riveted. Because kids nowadays, they grow up. It's I saw Star Wars, but they see it on television. It's always been there. To have never seen it, to go from a world before Star Wars and to go to a world after it was a revelation.
That's really cool.
I wish we could have experienced it like that.
Me too. I think that's one of the things. I was like, what would you go back in time to do? I might go back in time and watch Star Wars.
If I had infinite jump, I would definitely do that.
I just want to see the Beatles together.
That would be awesome. That would definitely be on mine.
Yeah,
that would be number one.
Because I was born in 1970. I grew up. They were already broken up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep saying, don't get me wrong. I like living now with all the technology and everything. I just want to remember the Beatles when they're together. That's all. Really that's all.
Rob, have you seen the movie Yesterday?
Yes, I have. I got into an early preview of it actually last year. Yes,
that's
I did.
awesome. I finally watched. I've been meaning to see it ever since I saw the trailers for it, and I finally watched it some months ago, and I absolutely loved it. I was not expecting to cry, but I did. There's that part.
No spoilers, please. I ain't seen it.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but there's a part. Rob probably knows what part it is.
I kind of already got it spoiled.
It's where he's feeling doubts, and they send him to go find that person.
Here's an address. It took quite some doing to find this. Yeah,
and that was fucking. When they got because I realized what it was going to be before he went. And then when it happened, I just fucking cried. I like
of all things, my brother Dave. I saw it with my brother Dave, another huge Beatle fan. He did not understand what was going on because he's not that big in the movies or whatever. And he said, "I'm confused. Were they dead and in the afterlife?" I'm like, "No, Dave. The Beatles were never famous in this world." But why was it? Like I said, listen, okay. I told him, did you ever see Back to the Future? I'm like, oh, dumb question. Of course you've never seen Back to the Future. I said, okay, pick an event. They don't play the van breaks down on the way to Litherland Town Hall. They don't play the gig at Litherland Town Hall. They don't become famous in Liverpool. Brian Epstein never goes to see them at the Cavern. They never become famous. And and again, they exist in that world. It's just they're not famous. That's all.
Yeah.
It's not hard. It's not hard to figure out.
It's not that hard to wrap your head around. But if you haven't delved into a lot of time travel and whatnot, it might pass you by. But no, I've absolutely. Oh God, I love that movie.
Yeah,
it's a great exploration of the what ifs. Echo Base Network said, "You guys see the latest Matt Jarbo video? What a cut! Good job on the Hoth video, Jeff. We got Tom and Gary Nerdrotta coming up with next with narration.
Nice.
Well, it's not only explanation about what if. It's also like how does fame and success change you? How does it change the people around you? How do people treat you differently? Are you still the same person? And also, it's a good question. if you're in a world where the Beatles don't exist and you know those songs, does that mean you wrote them?
Yeah, that is a really interesting question. The question of like ownership in that, and it kind of brings up a lot of that, like the ideas like ghostwriting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Too. Oh my God, I see Zoe's in the chat here, and I realize I've again forgot to call her today. I'm so sorry, Zoe. Days just keep slipping away from me. I don't know, but they do. They just keep going away. They just keep getting away. But I will call you, Zoe. I will. We'll touch base. I swears. I just want to say, when you start typing in Matt Jarbo on YouTube, one of the first suggestions you get is Matt Jarbo crying.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, he's live right now. Actually,
I don't know what.
I don't even know what video because I don't watch his crap. So
he's got what, $3 Theaters? His other one. Because let's see,
it's $3 Theaters. There's Hollywood After Dark. Oh, geez, wonder where he got that.
You're talking about the supporting fandom menace makes you dumb. Oh, that's gonna be real.
Oh my God.
That's gonna blow over real well. He's just trying to pick on Doomcock to make himself feel relevant. That's all it is.
Oh my God. So this is what he's doing. He basically decided that this is how he's gonna play his game. Is he's gonna hinge his career around attacking the fandom menace, as if that's somehow going to make him relevant.
Yeah. Funny thing is, I narrated the Phantom Menace Volume 1. He's actually in it in a chapter.
Adorable. That's adorable. This is, oh my God, look, he's live now, and
what I said, yeah.
He has fewer people watching than we do.
Are you surprised?
No, which is hilarious. Technically, that's that channel of his only has a handful more subscribers than I do, but there's so much more. I wonder how many dislikes he has right now. Nearly Midnight Movie Chat.
Only people who really watch him anymore are people who actually do like him.
I guess so. There's only 4.
So dislikes. The hate viewers have kind of dropped off. Yeah,
I'm gonna drop a dislike and just bounce, just so he has it to see. I just know it's there, because that's one of the things is like, as a creator, you don't really pay attention to a lot of your dislikes, your videos and stuff, except on your live streams. A lot of times if you have that up and you're checking, it's because you kind of wonder, you're like, who the fuck bothered to dislike my live stream like this one?
We always get like 3 or 4 before we even start.
Oh yeah.
Usually it's just complaints about me. So I mean,
nah, I'm not surprised.
We're istophobes, you know that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's see, how many dislikes do we have on this one?
I hate saying this about her. Mecca takes the dislikes really hard. I tell her, don't worry about it. It's just a couple people out of how many?
Right, exactly. Like, it's just so weird how people naturally do that. They focus on the dislikes instead of the likes.
Chances are it's the same person with like 3 different accounts.
Right, and it's like, why would you spend that much energy? Like, if you spent equal energy, if for every like you got, if you spent the amount of energy if you focus that much energy on the likes as you do on the dislikes, you'd be elated all the time. Yeah. Why don't we spend more time doing that like people? So this is funny to me though, because we're at 102 likes right now and 3 dislikes. So I have 1 fewer dislike than Jarbo, but I also have he only has 24 likes the last time I looked, so I have 75 more likes than he does. Suck it, Jarbo. But I'm irrelevant. That's what he told me last time he died to comment on one of my Twitter somethings.
So I don't get to show people. I showed this to Tom. Let me show you guys.
Oh yeah.
I don't get to show off some stuff I got. I got this. Show and tell. So,
Mecca is. We do love her.
Yeah, but
she's a sweetheart.
She is. But I keep telling her, she got to have more confidence in yourself, sweetie.
She deserves to. She's a great, talented, awesome person, and I wish she would realize how much people wanted, to hear from her.
So I picked this up on. Check that bad boy out.
Pretty. Wow, that's so pretty.
Again, and didn't break the bank either.
No,
$320.
Dang, that's a nice piece. That's an.
I got to get it set to the strings I like though.
Yeah, I've never seen one with the
V tail piece, or
that's nifty.
A lot of the models come with them that now. A lot of them come with the Bigsby, but this doesn't have it. But I just ordered. I am really bald.
Someone's listening.
Okay. Yeah, somebody actually. I got to really deal seriously. F you, Rob. Oh, she's gonna be pissed.
I love how you're saying all these wonderful things about her, these positive things about how great she is, and all this stuff. And what does she chime in on? You got a guitar and didn't tell me. Fuck you.
He's brought it up like 10 times.
Oh my god!
I never brought. Yeah, really, I didn't tell you.
I think you've brought it up.
Oh, she's on the phone.
She wasn't paying attention, probably.
Uh-oh.
Oh, now you got to put it on speakerphone.
Mecca, if you're not, otherwise, I sent the link in the group chat. So Mecca,
it'd be funnier if she was on speakerphone.
Hello? Hello? I sold my amp. But too.
I feel like we should mute this, maybe.
Yeah, muted.
We're gonna mute you. I'm gonna mute you, but Mecca, you got the link, Mecca. So if you want to come on in,
I thought it'd be funny.
You're totally welcome to give him what for on air. We'll allow it. We'll totally allow it. Oh god, this is so funny. This is terrible. Now we're watching Rob get yelled at.
Poor guy.
It's okay, Rob.
I don't care as long as I didn't do it. That's all that matters.
Muted. It's fine, but she does have the link in case she wants to come yell at you in person. We'll laugh.
He probably. Well, I don't. Can he unmute once he's done?
I can unmute. So just Rob, because I muted him. So Rob, whenever you want, you can just wave at us. You know when you're.
He doesn't have his headphones.
No, he doesn't.
What a
Probably not.
That's fine. I kind of want to just do this and just be like, let's just watch Rob talk on the phone.
Well, he was probably left the mic on so we could hear him. He's probably telling me. Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're right. I should have told you.
There you go. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to hear. He's took himself off the phone. I heard the perfect soundbite. I'm sorry. You're right. That's what women want to hear. So Rob is doing everything right. You can expect him to be in this relationship.
I'm gonna buy something right now.
Thank you for telling me ahead of time.
You know there's not gonna be any space to live soon.
Yeah, why aren't you buying anything now? You just have 7 more fucking boxes delivered to our apartment. Without warning, by the way.
I ordered them yesterday.
None whatsoever.
Normally it's like, hey, I ordered the books. They'll be here in 3 weeks.
This was like tomorrow.
And then
hey,
it's like,
you're
I
welcome.
ordered the containers to mail the rest of them out. And we get a phone call when we're eating dinner. Well, lunch, technically.
You know the nice thing about these boxes are? I have absolutely no obligation to do anything with them whatsoever. I'm going to help you with the goodness of my heart. But I just like that I could just be like, nope, I have nothing to do with any of this. None of this is me.
I like when
you're right.
You do it on the one stream. You're like, I enjoy these. After a while, just keep my hands moving.
I muted him for 1 second, and he went, "You're right."
I know. Really,
this is the perfect.
This is typical conversation between them.
This is amazing. I'm sorry. You're right. Oh God.
Rob does what he can.
Rob is a good man. I'll show. Are you looking at my birthmark on my back? What are you looking at?
You have a cut.
I have a cut. Oh yeah, from Lando. He decided to skid off me. You know what he has like skid off your back?
Yeah.
Decided to fucking dig a nail into it while he did that.
Oh, Lando, you asshole.
He was an asshole. Asshole. Pancakes not. Oh, let's see how many people like the pancake tweet that I've been spamming y'all with. It's important. It's
So Tom,
yeah,
what did you think about Tenet getting pushed back and essentially 2020 is canceled for movies in theaters?
I'm not surprised. I didn't hear that, but I'm really not surprised. I mean, it's what we've been hearing. Well, when you got look, not to get into the P thing again, but when you've got who out there going, you got to wear your mask now, unlike before. Things are getting kind of serious. So
the wartime of the world getting canceled again.
Yeah,
that's true. I don't know. I wonder if it'll be the kind of thing where movie theaters have become more and more just the bigger chains because of how it's been harder to, they've had a harder time sustaining themselves. So if all the big chains go under as a result of this, the AMCs and stuff, then does that now create a void where now we'll be able to see some more independent theaters come back?
It'd be nice, but I think once what do I think will happen is if independent theaters pop up eventually, somebody will buy a theater chain.
It'll eventually
It'll,
start.
It'll just wipe them right back out.
Well, I don't know if we'll wipe them back out again. Because when you have you'll have all these former AMCs, former Regals, whatever, these movieplexes that are one person doesn't have the money to buy the whole chain or whatever, but let's say one person with money, not enough money to have a chain of movie theaters, but enough money to sink into this one derelict building that already has the screens, the projector rooms, everything set up, and decides, hey, I'll start a movie theater for my community because we haven't had any since the Rona. They've all gone down, so let me buy this one, refurbish it, make it real nice, and it's a movie theater. I don't think there's movie theater.
I'm not even sure where the hell all these theaters are that they're closed, because most places I know are open.
Yeah. All Los Angeles. I think actually all of California now, or just the at-risk, places in California still.
So unless they're going to close them down again, which I think is probably what's going to happen. But
yeah, well, the thing is, a lot of areas they never reopened in certain areas that are big markets. Like I don't think New York ever got to reopening movie theaters. LA never. I don't think we ever got to reopening the movie theaters. Some of the counties around us maybe, but LA County itself never got to that phase of reopening. I don't think so. That's it's a lot of, and I think a lot of certain areas just never got to the reopen. And the ones that did, they're showing a lot of things that say even the ones that did reopen, and depending on the area, some of them really slow to fill. So
that's gonna be one of the last things. Like sports, people will go right back to sports. They'll be drunk off their asses, crammed in a stadium. Movie theaters, though, that you have a lot more kids than you have a lot of kids at sporting events too, but I say you see less kids at sporting events.
But I also think, sports versus movie theaters, you have the experience of going to a live sports game versus watching it at home is more different than the experience of watching a movie at home versus going to a movie theater.
Yeah, but I think people are really getting what's the word? They're getting sick of being cramped up. I think and I did read an article where they said, concerts, sporting events, movie theaters, all these things are going to probably have record attendance once people think it's safe to go out again. But that's just the question is when. Well, and as far as movies go, there isn't anything into production. So until anything goes into production, they're not going to release anything new.
That's true. There's not necessarily a demand or an impetus to open the theaters again until there's stuff to put in them. So it creates a who's gonna do what first, Are the theaters gonna wait to ramp up production until they feel comfortable the movie theaters are gonna show their work? And are the movie theaters waiting to full scale reopen to see that they have movies to put on their screens? At which point is it, are they gonna be slowing each other down with their sort of unwillingness to jump the gun?
Well, we're getting back to the point where studios can own theater chains. Because remember I was talking about that thing that pissed me off when it got reversed or taken away. Maybe Disney buys its own theater chain.
Universal
does it too.
Well, yeah, that's the scary next move. And then you also have, like you guys were just saying, if like say AMC went under, somebody else is just going to come in and buy them. Well,
interestingly though, if you take the route of what if the distribution houses or the movie studios themselves buy up the movie theaters, is that really how damaging is that really though? It
used to be you could keep your competitors' films out of your theater.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It all depends on how they pay it.
Oh sure, but I'm saying if you're gonna do that now, there's also the balance. There's if you or studios stuff. You're only going to show the film, let's say it's production, it's distribution house that does it. Only the films you distribute are going to be shown at this particular theater. You better make damn sure, that the movies you're distributing are ones people want to see. And so that creates an onus on the studios now to be producing.
To a point, yeah, but it also opens it up to where like Warner Brothers and Disney could dominate the market as opposed to some of the other smaller studios.
But that's already happening in a big way.
It does to a point, but there's a fair playing field to where, it doesn't matter who releases the film, the studios will carry it now. To where, like Jeff was saying, that was the biggest issue. Like if Paramount and whatever companies own whatever theaters, they won't play Warner movies or they won't play this movie or Disney. It creates unfair competition.
But you just create a situation where now the other theater just needs to, companies just need to own theaters in that area.
But here's
Well, that's what I'm saying is like one studio, like Warner Brothers has like an endless bounty of cash because they're attached to AT&T.
Sure.
Disney, as long as the parks are running and all that shit, they have an unfair advantage because they have all that liquidity to lean back on to buy all these other theaters and stuff like that. Little companies like Lionsgate and now where Sony and Paramount are on their levels, they don't have the money to buy enough theaters to compete with them.
True, but the thing is, it's also then you're producing things on a less grand scale because you don't have that same money either. So if you just buy, if you can afford some, movie house, maybe you're not going to have one in Podunk Nowhere. That's going to be at the behest of either independent owners still or these larger conglomerates. But if you're able to buy enough theaters to keep you competitive in certain markets, it's the kind of thing too where it's like if you're going to focus, there's a sustainable model to be said. Let's say Sony only buys smaller number of theaters and in their more competitive markets, and then focuses a lot of their attention on making really quality pictures to show in those places. If you can pump out endless amounts of turds if you're Disney, but if you're not filling your seats, let's say even though you maybe have longer runs for some of your pictures because you're not quite making as many or as frequently, you're still gonna be able to do enough business. If you're creating enough of a profit off of your theater runs from smaller theaters, you're going to generate really good revenue numbers and be able to open more theaters.
But how
fund more films.
Here's the problem though. On any given week, you have, let's say, 3 to 5 movies come out.
Okay.
There's no way a studio, even Disney, who puts out shit like a big movie every quarter, you mean they're going to be able to necessitate an entire theater for a movie a quarter?
Well, that's the thing.
Like even if you go back to 2019, where you have a Marvel movie, you have 3 Marvel movies. That's a Sony one technically, so Spider-Man doesn't count. You have to pull it back. But this Disney theater, let's say they're allowed to do it that way. So you have the 3 big Marvel films, and you have a Star Wars movie. And yeah, that's going to be that. But think of all the other shit that in the interim weeks, like you have to have this come out
exactly.
all the time.
So that's the whole thing. If you own this theater that has 7 screens, let's say, and you only have 2 movies coming out, and you only have 3 from the week before, you're left with 2 other screens to fill. Now you're in a position where you have to. Let's say you don't want to license those screens to your direct competitors. Great. Now you're going to look for more independent features. You're going to strike a deal with an independent company to license 2 of those screens to rent 2 of those screens to them, and you're actually going to get more exposure than potentially for independent films.
That would suck because it's nice to just go to a theater and go, what do I want to see this week? Here's all the major releases. Like, I'm not going to go to 2 different theaters. Like, the biggest thing that sucked when I was in high school was the local theater chain couldn't come to an agreement with Fox. Mm-hmm. So you had to go to the shitty theater to see Star Wars Episode 3 or even Fantastic Four, which I did go see. Or like you couldn't go see any of the Fox movies that year, and it sucked. Once that all got worked out, then you could just go to the movie theater. Like, I think the movie theater should be like Switzerland, where you go, they put out their movies. Yes, you can only get so many screens, but here's your here's your times slots, everything. There you go. And if the movie wants to succeed, it can succeed. Not, it's nicer when somebody's like, this is just a product to me. This isn't my end game.
I agree. I agree. It's shittier for the consumer.
Well, there's also the other end of it where they could just turn around, buy them all, and close them all.
That's
and that's just it. It's like, because their whole thing was like, look at what happened when Universal's like, oh, we're going straight to digital now and day and date, theaters and digital, and they're like, whoa, slow your horses there, because that's been like a major point of contention between the studios and theaters for years.
Yeah.
And I pointed out, all the things that people dislike about the theater, going to the theater, aside from, well, you can't control what kids do, but I mean, like, all the sticky floors and the shitty seats and the shitty sound and the crappy picture and the, nobody ever working the concessions. And when they are, the concessions are exceedingly expensive. All these things are a result of the studio getting greedier and greedier and greedier and wanting more and more and more of that intake, to where they don't see shit from a movie until it's about 3 or 4 weeks old and nobody's going to see it anyway.
Yeah.
So like, that's why theaters aren't making diddly off it already. So I mean, it's a dying industry as it is. But the only thing is they're the only pad between us and the studios, to where if the studios are just like, fuck this, we can bypass it all now, kind of like they want to, then it'll be like, well, they're not going to spend less money to make Avengers movies and all these other movies, because they're just so used to making that kind of money. They're just going to pass the buck on to us like they did the theaters. So yeah, that's the thing, is they'll end up charging us hundreds of dollars to rent movies and shit.
They can, but then there's also a point where people just don't rent those movies. I mean, that's another thing too. If they own the theaters, then they're not competing with the theaters for revenue. It's just 100%, coming back to them. So does that improve the movie going experience now that they own the theaters, and that our first they own the building that is essentially our ambassador to their films, does that change the way they're going to run those? Is it actually going to make a better movie going experience? Is it going to maybe cut down certain overpriced concession costs because they're, getting the revenue they need?
I'll say no, because look at how they treat Disney World. It's just going to be an extension of Disney World. Talk about inflated prices. I mean, Universal, which I've been to fairly recently. I spent you bought me lunch, and it was like $60 for both of us.
Yeah.
I bought us 2 drinks each, and it was the same amount of money. I would say, like, they're not going to, it's not going to be anything positive.
Well, but here's the thing, though, is there's a difference, though, with that. I mean, if the studios buy the movie theaters, it's not going to be because, we're expanding our sphere of influence. It's because the movie theaters have failed on their own and they're trying to revitalize it. It's a different business model when you pick up something dying and you're trying to breathe new life into it than if you're just like picking up something that's working and trying to milk it for an extra buck.
The theaters didn't die because the theater's bad business. The
theaters have been suffering because of their business.
Well, that's not totally fair on the theaters. Like I said, it has more to do with, it used to be when a movie would come out, they'd get to keep, 30-40% or more of the box office. And then when people like George Lucas, like with the Star Wars prequels, and Disney started doing with we want 90 or more percent of the opening weekend. Like I think Godzilla, that's how Sony happened to make their money back on that, was they got like 90% of the opening weekend on that one, the 98 Godzilla. So like back then, that's when that started. Like the studios like, oh, well, we can get away with this now. And they, they kept giving and giving and giving. And then with the threat of, digital keeps looming. But I think one thing that Disney Plus has shown is that they're not going to make enough money that way. So they have to release it to where you have to buy it online. And how many people are really going to do that yet?
Jeff returned A Game Magazine. I just want to read this super chat since he sent it a little bit ago. He said, my local drive-in is showing Iron Man and Bohemian Rhapsody. I would go to the drive-in to see Iron Man right about
Mine's showing Trolls 2, and it says Avengers, but I'm assuming it's Endgame. It just says Avengers.
Oh, no, they were re-releasing the original Avengers right around this time.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
I would go see that one over any of the other MCU flicks.
Here's the thing: is I hate the drive-in. I fucking hate it. I know a lot of people like it, but it's all bugs and dead batteries to me.
Now we used to go, and ours is a really nice one. The one we used to go to in upstate New York, near Bennington, Vermont.
It'd be nice as if they usually broadcast it over the radio, the sound.
Yeah.
Get a thing on your phone. Take the Bluetooth speaker, save your car battery.
That's true.
That's one of the problems. That's not a bad idea, actually.
That's pretty good.
Because I would rather burn through a tank of gas by keeping the car on with air conditioning.
That's the other problem.
Well, we used to it would always get cold enough at night, so we used to just take a bunch of horse blankets from the barn as like our padding to lie on. Just take a bunch of blankets and sleeping bags to cover ourselves with. Park the car in reverse. Because there's the little hills, so we had the little mound, so you can tip up to see better, which was cool. So you just park the car reverse on that, open the doors so the speakers are all facing you, and just play it up super loud. And they had jumper cables if your battery died. So
yeah, they do here too, but yeah, it's so humid in the summertime. You almost have to keep your car running for the cool air, and it's better sound through the stereo because the speaker boxes they got are shit, and it's stereo through your sound system and stuff.
Definitely needed the sound system for ours, but it was always cool enough, even in the summertime. I mean, there really usually in a Vermont summer was only like 3 unbearably hot days, and by unbearably hot I mean in the 90s. So,
Wisconsin only has 2 weathers. It's unbearably fucking hot or extremely fucking cold.
Vermont,
it was cold when we were in that night in October. Oddly, it was like okay in the day, and then it got stupidly cold at the wedding.
Oh yeah, I would say April through October makes a pretty compelling argument as to why one should live in Vermont. And then this winter hits, and it fucking sucks, especially because they don't plow the roads in Vermont. They just assume you all have Subarus, which is realistically Vermont is the reason why Subaru is still in business, because they don't plow the roads, so you have to drive 4-wheel drive. But I agree with Monkey Jeebus on this. I think there is a limit to what they can charge. Also, we just play video games. I think that's the point. The point.
There is a limit for so long though, but look at it this way: how long until they do that though? And then the same thing with the theaters. Like Jeff was talking. Okay, sure, Disney owns all these theaters, and you can go see whatever movies for the normal price, but they charge a premium price to go see the next Avengers movie.
Yeah,
like, it's almost like double the ticket price or some shit.
It's retarded, which they could do, but that's because I think there are definite ways of convincing people to spend more than they necessarily want to. But I do also think there's an extent, because that's the other thing too. I don't think movie theaters are necessarily going to be in the category of places people rush back out to, because you're talking about like calculated risk. So things are over, we're going to go back out. Let's say there's still some fear of illness out there. There's a point at which people are sort of just taking the risk anyway. They're saying, I'm done being cooped up and done being kept inside. Let's fucking go. But if you're going to do that, you're not going to be like, I'm fucking done going out, not being inside. I have to see Tenet in theaters. This is my destiny. You're going to be like, God damn, this concert that got canceled once already, that's coming around again. I definitely have to go see this band. Oh my God, first, day of basketball in a year. I have to go see this game. And there's a finite number of games.
That's what I said. Sports people rush back to that shit.
But I think that stuff, sporting events, concerts, things that are more like once in a lifetime or once in a while people are going to go to. But I think that people are going to prioritize, not going to movie theaters. So if no matter who owns the movie theaters when we come back around to it, if they try to make up for the business loss by charging a premium on things, I think they're going to find that people are just going to stay home. We become accustomed to it.
Well, because the thing of the family aspect, I think anything family related for a while is going to be hurt because people don't want to take their kids out to risk it. Like
That's
if it's
true too.
like us, we'll go out. Fuck it, it's just two people, and we've been safe this whole damn time.
Yeah.
But you introduce a child or whatever, then you're extra worried. I mean,
people are definitely a lot more precious about their kids.
So I think that's where you'll have the issue, definitely at the movie theater. The thing is, it was funny when you brought up like the loud people or the shitty drink price or this or that. That's all part of the theater going experience that I still do dig. Like I wouldn't want to go to a theater and like not have at least one weird thing, because it just makes all the like what I'd say, it makes the great moments greater and the shittier moments memorable too. Because like, you ever seen a movie that's so bad everyone in the theater is booing it?
Oh yeah.
I mean, The Happening. I told you it was fucked up in the frame. You could see the boom mic. That was one of the best experiences I ever had because the movie was terrible, but it was also I don't know. Like I would much rather pay $20 to see the movie with a full crowd than to just buy the Blu-ray if it's something I want to see, because I want the experience. Like I said, the first MCU flick I ever saw not on opening night was Ant-Man 2, and it's the first time I went because I wasn't with the crowd. I wasn't laughing and enjoying
that makes
it.
Sense. So. That definitely makes sense. But no, I do value the movie going experience. I just I don't know if it is a sustainable thing.
Oh yeah, shit's gonna definitely change, that's for sure. But we'll have to see how far it goes. That's
one of the things to look at too. Is there's also there's people who don't think like. As someone who thinks about these things regularly, it doesn't always occur to me. But there are plenty of people who don't regularly think about or consider how much all the movie costs add up. Buying all the tickets, buying the popcorn for your family and your kids, and the drinks and the this, and the kids want a kids meal, whatever it is. And then you don't ever think about it. You just think about this is what it is. This is just an expense we paid for the value of going to the movies with our family. But now you've been forced to examine that, staying at home. Wonder what kind of fun ways mom and dad have found to make movie nights fun for their kids. Different kinds of snacks. Maybe now like eating sundaes is a regular part of movie night with family. Making your own popcorn and always having enough of it, not having to go back to refill it. Little things like that. Oh yeah, because it doesn't cost $7 fucking, you can have as much popcorn as you want.
No such thing as enough popcorn,
and little things like that have changed the movie. I remember one thing we used to love as kids. We had a little cardboard puppet theater, and we would set it up like a ticket booth, and we would do movie nights, and we really loved doing that, pretending to charge our parents money for the tickets and the snacks and the this that they of course help us make and all that stuff. But it was just fun. So you create new stay-at-home traditions then that become just as fun, and now all of a sudden it becomes harder to justify that expense of going to the movies, remembering to buy tickets ahead of time because it's reserved seats and you're a family of 4 and you want to make sure you sit together. Buying the popcorn, doing what we did where we would take like little bags in with us, buy the big tub of popcorn, dump it out in the bags, and send dad out during the trailers to get more. That was very Jewish of us. Not ashamed to admit that. But
my mom would eat the popcorn before the movie started and say, "Can you go get me a refill?" Just as the film was about to start. I'm like, that's how I missed the beginning of Justice League. I almost missed the no mustache scene.
Oh no!
Because I come back, I know, grand scale, big loss, but I come back and I'm like, fuck, this is the part everyone's talking about.
Yeah, but yeah. So, but I mean, I do think people are they've created new traditions that don't rely on going to the movie theater. So. We'll see whether or not that ever comes back. I don't know. I don't know. I do know that it is. Wait, let's read some of these comments on Matt Jarbo's video. Sorry, I brought this up, so it's funny. Let's do that. Oh no, it watched through the video. No, don't give him views. Oh
Gave him a
no.
view.
That's right. Well, since I already actually gave him the view, I'll give him the dislike too. Let's do this though. It's a fun way before we do Mad Libs to I'll just share a different screen. Let's read some comments on Jarbo's its official support fandom menace makes you dumb. Let's see. The fandom menace are the flat earthers of Star Wars. Okay. I can believe Kathleen leaving. Firstly, you can't spell Kathleen to save your life more than George coming back. Wait, is he trying to say that? If Doomcock is trying to say that George Lucas is coming back, then fuck you, Doomcock. Because that was my theory. So if you want to, your sources are my fucking theory. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know who said any of this. D-tarts? What does that even mean? What is a D-tart, man? This rant, whatever. Bald ancient nerd John Talks is still making videos. Wow, these are the criticisms from these communities. Hey, look! Someone said, still watching Tickle by something like EBS, but it's literally mindless entertainment. Thanks for the accidental shout out for my channel.
Oh no, he's a fan. James Rowe.
Is he?
Yeah, of a lot of people.
Okay, I mean it's just funny because he accidentally shouted out my whatchamacallit, my channel, which is funny. This petty rivalry between you and the fandom menace has to end. This is getting out of control. I've been silent, hoping that a middle ground would have been found by now, but this condemnation of entire movie is not helping matters. Try and find that commonality before this gets worse. I'm gonna like that comment. That's a good comment. I don't know why Matt Jarbo hates us all. We didn't have anything against him until he started false flagging all of us. I mean, he's a retard, but
I will not give him any power. I won't say his name or talk about him publicly.
That's fair. Those fandom menace guys are really toxic. Oh my god. I like people actually listen to him.
Which is ironic that they put that on a video where it's literally about a guy who's talking shit about somebody else.
All he does, I think it's nobody understands the hypocrisy here. No one understands the hypocrisy.
So fucking what if Doomcock made that video? Who cares? All Jarbo's doing, if anything, is calling more attention to it. So if he was really all that concerned about it, guess what? You wouldn't talk about it, Nimrod.
Oh, is he calling us grifters again? I love this. This is hilarious to me. Who are we stealing from?
Oh, he's the one who's stealing. He's stealing fucking content from other fucking YouTubers.
Exactly.
Oh, I love it when they do that.
Oh God.
Oh, that's amazing.
You're a grifter. Who are we stealing from? Who did I come to anybody's house and put a gun to their head to make them super chat me? Who am I stealing from when I get ads, running ads on my videos?
What are you doing that's any different than what he's doing? If not, like I said,
exactly.
He's worse.
In fact, at least we're criticizing, an entity, like a conglomerate, an entity, a fucking company, full of people who will never hear any of our criticisms. He's out there trying to personally attack other independent creators, other YouTubers.
It is, but other YouTubers.
And I just don't understand. It's the only ones I do are ones who've attacked my friends first. Because I'm like, what do you not? And that's what drives me crazy is there's an entire group of people out there. Literally every video they make is why this fandom menacer sucks. Why I hate this person in the fandom menace. Why I hate that person in the fandom menace. And most of it's bullshit too.
You know why they do it? Because we get views on stuff that they can try to do and they can't.
That's the hilarity of it.
Just like the people who have more videos on their channels about people making videos about Brie Larson than anything else.
Right. Exactly. It's like, oh my God, all you do is make videos about Brie Larson. All you do is make videos about me making videos about Brie Larson. What you're doing is objectively worse. Like,
exactly.
Objectively. Like, it's, for everyone who does that, all you do is complain about Star Wars. All you do is complain about people who complain about Star Wars. Like, why just put it in the man? My favorite is when they do shit like this and they just spread outright lies. They just sit there and they lie out of their asses about us. And in their criticism of how we just report rumors and theories and things that aren't even true. It's like, literally, what are any of you doing? What are any of you doing? Oh, God.
Well, not only that, what's really worse is like, because we get the same kind of flack, but And you know, Jeff, you've had the same thing happen with you, but then look what happened with all this stuff we reported for Star Wars. We were proven nothing but right from day one so far. So again, we have yet to been really proven wrong.
Exactly.
We've been proven right that there was a warehouse full of toys that got destroyed, like you were saying, Jeff, that they've done nothing but have toys not sell. That's why you had the guy from Diamond Toys or whatever say, are they really in demand? Does anybody really want these toys? I don't think so, you know. And then the same thing with like JJ saying, "Oh yeah, we're literally shooting up till yesterday, and the movie comes out 2 days." You know, it's like
right.
Everything we said so far has come out to be true.
Exactly. So why we were just a bunch of assholes spewing lies? Like, no, pretty sure we're just calling like we see it. And most of the thing is, the majority of us aren't sitting here going, "This is true, this is fact." A lot of us are just are out and out saying, "This is conjecture. This is I heard something somewhere. This is a possibility. This is a rumor. This is a whatever." No one's not a lot of us are sitting here doubling down saying, "This is absolute truth." People are stupid. Oh, Jeffrey Turner says, "I envy you guys. You don't see me hating on y'all." Oh, well, that's always a great form of flattery to hear. But I mean, I think Jeffrey Turner is a great case in point. He's at his channel for a long ass time, because I remember when he was starting it, you know, and he's talked to me a lot about a lot of his ideas and a lot of things that he's doing. What's up, Rookie Critic?
Jeff,
for a long ass time, and not once has he ever made an attack video trying to tear down members of the Phantom Menace. He's part of this community. We love him. We talk him up. I've been on his channel, you know. He bounces so a lot. He sends me a lot of his ideas and stuff like that, and I read them, you know, give him responses and whatnot, because we're decent people. We're not walking around like, "I'm so much better than everyone else."
I'll be 100% honest. I have not seen one person that I know personally that that I'm friends with or YouTubing with or whatever you want to call it, or worked with or anything like that, where I've actually seen them literally go out of their way to attack somebody because they liked a movie or TV show. Never have I ever once, especially Doomcock. Like, he is, if anything, he has said not to go after people, not to say things, not to, you know, attack people online. I'm sure he said it a few times about Ryan Johnson and shit.
Yeah. And I don't agree with all of his perspectives on certain things, but I also, we don't. That's the other part of the BS too. It's like, we actively do not and denounce harassment. We're not out there. That's people. All you do is attack these people. No one's out there adding Kathleen Kennedy all over Twitter, being like, "Hey, Kathleen Kennedy this, hey, Kathleen Kennedy that." These fuckers are doing that all day long, though. Hey you, this, hey you.
Oh yeah, they're the ones who tag other people. They're the ones who go into other people's tweets.
Oh yeah,
start shit. And then they're like, "Well, you're the ones who have a problem with this." Blah, 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 blah.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, well, what are you doing in somebody else's tweet? Don't say anything.
Exactly. People will literally come like to at Ryan Johnson if I make a Star Wars video. I'm like, he doesn't care. First of all, he doesn't want to see this. Second of all, I'm not the one harassing him. You are. So you're harassing me, and you're harassing him. I'm harassing nobody. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you're just literally speaking out about how you feel about a movie, a TV show, or the people who made it. Which we have every right in the world to do because we pay for our entertainment.
Exactly. I bought a movie ticket. I get to, you know, share my opinion about it. It's fucking life. That's how fucking freedom of speech works. Get over it.
I'm sure there's 100 movies that Jeff, well, maybe 1 or 2 movies that Jeff and I don't like that are the same, but maybe more so with you, Jesse. But I mean, it doesn't mean I'm going to sit there and hate it just because you like a movie.
No, Jeff and I hit those every week on the Matriarchy. Anna and I come across something that one of us loves and the other one hates. And at no point have we torn each other down over those differences of opinions. It just doesn't make any sense. It's completely stupid. But Beth says a black Karen is called a Shaniqua, can often be found accusing other women of trying to steal her map. Oh, Beth, we do love you. Oh man.
Then what's a Felicia?
A younger Karen?
Is a Felicia like a Becky?
Yeah.
Felicia must be a Becky. I'm gonna start saying bye Becky because I'm too white to say bye Felicia.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Your self-awareness makes it all worthwhile.
Thank you.
I'm awaringly selfless.
Oh, precious. I wanted to write something down here.
It's stunningly brave that you're brave and stunning.
You are so stunning and brave, Tom. The stunningest, the bravest of all of the women.
You're making me feel so stunning and brave.
That's all you know what? Your stunning bravery is stunning and brave and inspires me to be both stunning and brave.
That inspires me to be inspiring.
Well, you're the fact that I inspired you has inspired me to keep inspiring you.
Oh my God, I just want to go out and like give a bunch of money to some poor random people that are colored, people of color and not white.
We're so underprivileged, every single one of them.
All the underprivileged people of the world.
Oh my God. I actually need my safe space because I feel too good right now.
Jeff, you should feel guilty for giving this white woman money. What is wrong with you?
You should feel guilty. You should feel so guilty. I should be paying you for living here.
Not you, Jeff, the rookie critic, Jeff.
You can start paying me to live here. Shit. I'll be very happy.
Not you, Jeff, the rookie critic, Jeff, just to be clear, obviously.
Gotcha.
Well, you heard it on air, folks. She's going to start paying me to live here.
The rookie critic says, thank you for paying me, rookie critic. Says, people pay for a ticket and complain/critique. Other people watch a YouTube video for free and say that you...
and say that you paid shouldn't complain.
That you paid so you shouldn't complain. Well, yeah. That's my favorite one, too, is people watch the YouTube videos and they're like, get a real job. It's like, okay, well, if we all get real jobs, who's going to make your content? So... suck it.
Well, a lot of people don't realize that most of us have other jobs besides this. Like you do your fencing stuff and all your other stuff. And I mean, Jeff has his books and other things that he does. And I mean, I had a different job besides Midnight's Edge, but I also have, Midnight's Edge After Dark and all the other stuff I do. And, I'm working on a few things behind the scenes as well. I mean, we all pretty much have other things we do unless you get to a point where it can be, self-sustainable. But even then, people are always looking for back. I mean, look at Jeremy, look at Gary. I mean, they're always trying to back themselves up just to make sure in case anything happens,
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I'm finishing writing down that thing that I wanted to write down.
No worries.
Yeah, but yeah, my thing is too, it's like you talked about buffers between studios, the movie theaters are the buffer between studios and fans. I think sometimes too, we're the buffer between fans and the cinemas, because
that's a good point. Yeah,
going to be like, oh, he took your word on it. Like when we reviewed The Rise of Skywalker, we told every plot point, and I think we streamed for 6 hours straight, 2.5 or whatever. So
you're lucky to get shut down.
Well, we were so drunk and we told it over 6 hours that no one really, but people stuck with the thing the whole fucking time. That was the part that blew me away. That was our best viewed stream ever. Every stream was like that.
That's got to be a sign of a bad movie if it takes you 6 hours to try and explain the plot. Like, I can explain the plot of Back to the Future You in probably less than 10 words. You know what I mean? Same thing with most movies that are good. You can just explain them pretty easily. The simplicity is there. But when you got to sit there and go on forever to explain a movie, that's generally means something's wrong.
Oh. You reading these more?
I am reading. Sorry. Someone just said, well, I don't always agree with what you say. This is on Jarbo's page. I have nothing but respect for the amount of integrity, honesty, and logic you've brought these to these.
That's probably him under a different name.
I'm sure it is. It's the thing is Garbo with the VS, so it probably
He's not even doing a good job hiding it.
And then he responded, thank you, in hard.
Of course he did.
What a tool. What a fucking tool. Oh, all that integrity you bring to that false flagging. So much integrity. I also like to
talking shit about your friends behind their back. Yeah.
So much integrity. I do want to say to what the rookie critic was saying. It does crack me up though. The people who are like, "Fuck you," who hate watch us and whatnot. I'm like, you realize that I'm still getting paid for your hate watch, and even if there were no ads on that video, all of the time that you spent letting that video run is good for my channel. So thank you to all.
And if you pay for YouTube Premium like Monkey Jeebus does, then just make sure you don't watch shit you don't want to support.
Exactly.
That's really it. I mean, I would never be one of those who would sit there and go complain and say like, oh, it's free. What are you complaining about? Because everybody has a right to critique anything that's been put out there, especially like our kind of content where we're actually literally giving hot takes and shit on stuff. Of course, everybody's going to have a different opinion or a say or a point to make, or even times things that we didn't think of. There's sometimes some really great points that people make in the chat. Or in a comment section that you didn't necessarily think of at the time you're making the video. And it's like, oh shit, I wish I had,
It's true.
But sometimes it's just like, that sometimes feel like the easiest thing to say, but you just got to let it go,
Yeah. I think it's to me, it's just completely dumb. That whole there is definitely, it's just people are dumb. People are dumb. I don't understand why there's this like misconception too that it's somehow more virtuous to attack a bunch of other YouTubers, but it's so evil to attack Hollywood.
Because people's childhoods are associated with Disney, and so they go, I like Disney as a kid. You said something about Disney, therefore you said something about my childhood. And I don't like you.
What's really funny, I did want to read this comment, but I want to say something else. Herrenberg says, not fair about the name Felicia. We have a beautiful cousin named Felicia Kaplan. It's a perfectly fine, fancy Jewish name. Well, I guess I'm allowed to say bye, Felicia, again. There you go. If it's a Jewish name, then I win.
NWA appropriated your culture in the 80s.
Those bitches. But what was I going to say about this? Oh, yeah, no, it's just really funny how we've all, as people, been manipulated. It's hysterical to me how, like, the left has been manipulated to completely buy into consumerism, which is something that for a long time have been reportedly against, and the right has been manipulated to buy into big business, which is supposed, or buy into big politics, federal politics, which is something they supposedly eschew. You know, they're supposed to be the individual rights and states' rights and whatnot. And they've been really against a lot of states' rights lately and really pro-federal government and federal government involvement and federal government deploying troops to various cities and stuff like that. And then you have the left that's supposed to be like, they pro-small business and against, big corporations and corporate greed and whatnot. And they're all like shilling for Disney now. And any other corporation or company that, posts the words BLM on their website, they're fucking shilling for. And it's like, well, that's just, it's really funny how we as people, as the lay people, as the people without, multi-millions of dollars and whatnot, have effectively all as a populace been manipulated into believing in things that we really theoretically shouldn't believe in, and to going against each other and attacking each other over these things too. So it's stupid. And yes, that is Shit Pancake in the background image. I'll show you the full one. It's on his, actually, I'll just send you the Twitter link. If you want to see the full image and the rest of what it says, you can totally go like his twink and follow him on Twitter. He's a scientist. Someone was asking about, what qualifies him, that when did he get a PhD? Shit Pancake has been a scientist for a long time now, actually.
Yeah, it's his first job.
It's my first job! I did science. He just learned science one day, and
he discovered that water was wet.
He kept testing that theory
for a while for us. I kind of miss that he doesn't test the water being wet anymore.
I conclude that scientific experiment pop, the water's for sure wet.
Then
I'm turning the shower, it's for sure wet. For sure. Now I'm testing to see if the water in the toilet's wet, but I don't always want to go in there.
He tries that every morning.
He does.
I hate that.
It's very upsetting.
So what if he falls in?
He did actually stick his foot in poop.
Like if he fell in, I wouldn't get him out. I mean, I would get him out, but I'm like, I'm not cleaning you up, cat. I'll throw him in the shower.
We got 20 Mexican dollars from that K-Stu fan. Hooray, we're getting paid in Mexican tonight. Disney feeds me good. They gave me the land and Ray. Well, we're really glad that you're taking care of that K-Stu fan. You deserve it.
They gave you the son? No, wait, the king?
You deserve all of these nice things, including your Ray Barbie, which is funny because Ray is the picture of, androgynous female strength and all that stuff. So putting her in a Barbie-esque gown is definitely the way to, market her feminine strength. I hope she's wearing heels too. She probably is. Is She Pancake going to find the cure for human stupidity? For sure not. I can do science on it, but I'm pretty sure that's a hopeless task. Pretty sure it's hopeless. Pretty sure there's something to be done. I do love this little picture from his little lab coat. Trust me, I'm a scientist.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it cute?
It's adorable. Shit Pancake.
He's got shits to figure out.
I got shits to figure out. I got to figure out all the shits. Hooray! I have 3 more followers. He has almost 50 followers. He's very proud of himself. He's very excited. He's got one more like on his tweet. So, hooray. Yes, very proud Cat Mom Wild Guitar. I'm actually working on a channel for him. So, be a lot of Shit Pancake
cool.
in your future. So, yes, Greg Kirby, we missed you. We always miss you.
Is it time?
It might be Mad Libs time. Special After Dark, because we have Tom for Midnight's Edge After Dark. So, and we have 69 people watching right now. It's funny.
Wow.
All right.
69 dudes.
All right. Mad Libs After Dark. All right. So for the chat, Just a reminder. Ooh, the rookie critic is watching The Matrix for the first time ever.
Then turn the stream
Yeah,
off.
then stop watching
watch the
this.
movie.
Go watch the movie. I hope you don't have the sound on here. Go fucking watch the movie. That's important. This is me telling you to get the fuck off my channel to go watch this The Matrix is more important than mindless entertainment. I'll say it. I love you, rookie critic.
Yeah, he asked me to be on his either watch party or talk stream about it.
Oh, nice. That would be fun. I would definitely love to hear what his thoughts are immediately post Matrix watching. About to watch it. Got it. Okay, well, whenever you watch it, we're really excited for you to watch it. That's so cool. Whenever you do watch it, no distractions. Put yourself in the world and enjoy the fuck out of it. I just remember the first time I ever watched it. It's great, dude. You're going to love it. But stop with the first one. That's reasonable advice. You really don't have to watch any of the others. I don't hate the second one. That's one thing where we don't disagree. You really don't like the second one, and I can take or leave it. The third one, I don't really care for.
I hate everyone that's not the first film.
That's fair. 2 p.m. Thursday. Matrix panel, 2 p.m. Thursday. That's going to interfere with swim time this week, isn't it? We have to pre-schedule our swimming times for our courtyard. It's also our workout time, too, so we got to split part of our time in the pool and doing our workouts and stuff.
Lamest excuse ever. I tried to buy weights at the beginning of this whole COVID shit. I couldn't get them.
They're gone.
I wanted to buy
Whistles.
something to do.
I might watch all three still. But let us know, Rookie Critic, because maybe I'm not usually composed pre-swimming. Swimming time will start during the middle of it. I'm usually not like camera ready, but we can maybe come in voice only for a little bit. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't have much to add. I like The Matrix. I own it
lot.
on DVD, and I think I've watched it 5 times in my whole life. I don't have anything bad to say about it, but I don't know much about it outside of like what's in the film and the Steve Scores comic book stuff.
That's fair. Well, Rookie Critic definitely talks like I'm happy to come in and chat you up about the film. We'll see. Robot Shlomo does live. He says, "I'm sorry, guys, I'm heading to bed." We hope you didn't get into too much trouble for showing us your beautiful guitar on the stream. We definitely really enjoyed it. We definitely enjoyed getting to see it. And Saruda House Roundhead says, "Hope you're doing well, especially considering California may never reopen." Hooray! We are now on a lot of other states' watch lists where a lot of states, period, are asking visitors to quarantine for 14 days, irrespective of where they come from. A lot of places are saying, hey, if you're in California, just don't come here right now. And if you do, they're actually imposing fines if you don't self-quarantine for 14 days. Rob, I'm sorry you're in trouble, but it was great to have you on, albeit briefly. We'll have you on for Mad Libs some other time for sure. And I hope you have a good night. And I hope that...
I don't know what she's griping about. He's brought it up like 20 times. It's not like it's his fault that she didn't pay attention.
Touche. I'm not going to get in between this. So that is...
I know.
But we are going to play our Naughty Mad Libs now. So...
Naughty Mad Libs?
Naughty Mad Libs. They are. This is our Kama Sutra Mad Libs.
Do your work, folks.
So chat, every third word's going to go to you guys. I'll give you your suggestion ahead of time. So throw them to me as soon as I get it to you. We've only got these two guys here contributing, so it'll go pretty quick. Super chats do override whatever the chat suggestion is. If it doesn't fit in that spot, we'll plug it in somewhere. Other than that, we'll just cycle through and have a good time. Nothing is off limits. So that's all right. So chat, you're gonna work on an adjective for us first. And Tom, start us off with an adjective yourself.
Let's see. An adjective would be like
amazing.
Felching.
Oh,
there you go. I like his adjectives better. Oh. Amazing. You suck. Well, you have a noun, so don't worry about it.
Am I up next?
Yeah, you're up now.
Person, place, or not. How about a studded cock ring?
Okay. That sounds painful. It's a new one, though. All right. Adjectives from the chat are syncopated, wrinkly. We got a lot of nouns from the chat, but so far, wrinkly and syncopated are the adjectives.
Volcano.
Synergetic, stifled. Hmm.
I think I know what you're going for.
Truncated, prolapsed, prickly.
Ooh, prolapse.
Prolapsed is good. I think I'm gonna go with wrinkly though. It's just fun.
Good. That's what I was hoping you'd go for.
Wrinkly like Abraham H. Parnassus.
We don't even know how wrinkly H.R. Pickens is because he's been crushed into the dirt.
Into the ground.
Bones
All right.
have been turned on.
All right. A place, guys. Chat is gonna do a place for us next. But Tom's got a noun.
Tacos.
Tacos.
Or if it's just a singular taco.
Taco it is.
Like putting on the Ritz?
An adjective.
Since it was a noun, I believe it has to be singular, right?
Correct.
Let's see. Adjective, you said?
Yes.
Let's see. How about pious?
Ooh. Pious indeed. It's gonna go great with
I don't look.
Kama Sutra.
But
All right.
piousness.
Locations. We have Anal Volcano. That's a place, I guess.
Yeah,
Disneyland.
it's where Joe threw himself in. At the end of that movie.
Uranus. Kondak. Aruba. The Seventh Circle of Hell. Canada.
What's the difference?
What's the difference? Is that Galaxy's Edge?
Fart Dungeon.
Kekistan. The Inner Sanctum. The Inner Sanctum. I kind of like the Seventh Circle of Hell. I'm always Fart Dungeon. Nope, Fart Dungeon. Monkey Jeebus wins.
Fart Dungeon.
How do you not go with a Fart Dungeon?
Just don't kill him.
Don't.
You can check in, but you can't check out.
Oh, God. All right, chat. An adjective next, please and thank you. Tom, an adjective as well.
Plopping.
Ooh.
Plop, 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 plop.
Plop. Plopping. Part of the body, Jeff. Of course.
How about collarbone?
Collarbone. Kinky.
Yes.
You're Saudi Arabian. All right. Chat's working on an adjective. Ass gas. Masticating. Running. Elongated.
Man.
Zoe B. I did like the Seventh Circle of Hell. Zoe B. 31. Masticating. Gurgling. Ooh. Hey, another idiot. Welcome.
Gurgling, that's a good one.
Gurgling is good. I might. I'm gonna alter it a little bit. I am gonna alter the form. While gurgling can definitely, as written, be an adjective, I'm gonna change it a little bit to make it fit the sentence a little bit better. So I hope you don't mind, Flaming T-Pape. Okay. Where are we next? Oh yes, chat is getting a verb ending in ing, but Tom gets a plural noun.
A plural or pronoun?
Plural.
Plural noun. Okay. Sandwiches.
Sandwiches. Yes, another idiot. Mad Libs.
Of the pork chop variety?
Ooh. So another idiot. If you haven't been here for a while, yes, we do Mad Libs frequently at the end of the shows now, especially if we have guests, because it's fun for us. And okay. Jeff, a typhoid, please.
Swine lovers.
Swine liver.
And Capri Suns.
Unique one. Swine litters. And chat is working a verb ending in ing for us. Gesticulating. Good. Flouncing. Also good. Pork Chop Express.
Who drove that?
The Pork Chop Express?
Jack Burton, Big Trouble Little China, played by Kurt Russell.
Okay. Photosynthesizing? Lollygag. I'm gonna take photosynthesizing. That's fucking funny.
Photosynthesis.
Photosynthesizing. What a great word. Slurping, sporking. You guys are great.
Spork.
Hunting, porging. All
Does
right.
that mean like cooking and killing the creature?
Chat, you're working on a noun, perhaps. And Tom, you get a part of the body.
Pinky toe.
Pinky toe. Amazing. All right, we got prickly from the James Baker. So there we go. We're gonna throw that in the chat. Thank you, the James Baker. And The chat is also. What did I tell them they were working on next? I did not tell them what they were working on next. They're going to finish us with another adjective. We got James Bacon's adjective. They're going to finish up with another one, and Jeff is going to give us, because Tom's give us. Jeff's going to give us a noun.
No, it can't be proper, right? It can't be HR
It
Pickens.
would be better if it's not. Actually, it can be if you really want to be HR Pickens.
How about dead bird?
Dead
Dead
bird.
This is dead bird.
Illuminate the ins and outs of the oil
Even
business.
better. All right. An adjective from the chat, guys. Fundament. Fundamental. Lollygagging could be an adjective as well. Squirmy. That's good. I like
Rancid.
squirmy. I'm taking squirm. Ooh, rancid. That's gross. Shadzar's been giving us a lot of good ones. I don't think we've taken a Shadzar suggestion yet. So I'm going to go with squirmy because I like that one too.
Squirmy.
All right. Guys, you ready? Tonight, it's the Kama Sutra shopping list.
Oh, snap.
All
Here we
right.
go.
You've got a felching date tonight
All right.
with your studded cock ring of the month.
Oh,
Studded, no less.
And you're hoping to get wrinkly. If you want to show your taco a great time,
That works.
you better take care of that fish taco. You better make sure to pick up these pious items on your next trip to the fart dungeon.
Fart dungeon. That could be another name for a butthole, yeah.
Oh, God. A massage candle adds a plopping glow to the bedroom. It gives you an excuse to touch your date's collarbone. Jeff, will you please massage my collarbone?
Which
right
one?
now? Oh, God, both of them. Oh, God.
Oh,
Dear.
that's so erotic.
Ready?
Watch out, YouTube.
Arousal gel
Oh.
makes a woman so gurgly she can't control her sandwiches.
Well, these are kind of fitting with the felching, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
This kind of works. Oh, God. Oh, you like your woman gurgly, don't you?
Oh.
Maybe TMI.
This, get yourself a swine liver flavored condom.
Swine liver? Oh.
Gives new meaning to the phrase photosynthesizing out.
Ew. What?
I don't know. Okay.
It broke you. Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out what the original one's supposed to be. Gives new meaning to the phrase blanking out. What?
Fucking out.
Making out?
Out? Licking
Making out? Probably licking out or eating out.
Eating out, maybe eating out. Oh, God. Vibrating, but why would that make sense for anyway? Vibrating pinky toe ring
Mm.
guarantees a prickly finish for both man and dead bird. I don't want to know what's happening in that bedroom.
It's got something awful. There's a fart dungeon in there. There's dead birds. There's
Wine liver flavored condom.
It is a nightmare.
Wine.
Clive Barker novel.
It is like a Clive Barker now.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Scented bath gel. So you can both get clean after you've gotten all squirmy.
Ugh.
Where did my sandwiches come in? I missed that one.
Oh, they're after when your girlfriend gets so gurgly she can't control her sandwiches.
Oh, I missed that because I was laughing. Okay.
Laughing at
Can't
your
control her sandwiches.
Can't control her sandwiches. Either she pukes them up all over you or just makes a whole bunch. She might just make a bunch of sandwiches. Then.
She's just
Yeah.
not good at it. She
Makes
can't
a
control them. They're falling apart all over the place. That's my
What?
From Shedzar?
From where?
Well, that one right there, you're already on it.
Oh, fart dungeon, dead bird. It was a mining canary. What did I walk into? And Greg Kirby says bird porn. Oh my God! I just aristocrats down. I want to just.
That's like necrophilia and bestiality. Good guy. It's like, have you ever watched this show before?
Oh my God!
That's on a daily, like almost every time I'm on this show, necrophilia or bestiality comes up at least once.
Right? Oh wait, Holocron Library Fox says, "Ha! This time I've already finished eating. Booyah!"
Yeah, I'm glad I had my tacos 2 hours ago.
Oh my God! Hooray! That seems like a good choice. We need to start eating now that
We
we talked
should
about
have
swine
dinner.
liver flavored condoms.
Oh,
Fart dungeons. My appetite is all alike.
I need the Capri Sun.
I can't even control my sandwiches right now. So.
That taco.
nice haircut, Jeff.
Oh, thank you. I feel like me again.
You look like you again. But yeah, thanks for coming on, Tom, making this a late night high council. We had a blast for sure. We definitely really enjoyed it.
I kind of miss Fro Jeff.
Frojeff, it's all springy and fun to play with. But
I wanted to see him in like a polyester suit and bell bottoms and big ass sideburns.
I just want to see him dressed like Beyonce from Goldmember.
That too, basically, yeah.
Solid gold, baby.
Yep. I want that. But
well, wishing
Disco Jeff.
Greg ate his tacos earlier, so
Disco Jeff.
Mm-hmm. Oh god.
His superpowers get enhanced by cocaine.
Oh no.
In the Bee Gees.
Shadzar, I've been on Shenanigans thrice now.
I was on there with you.
You were on it with me twice, and I was on it once before. Actually, when I was on it before, it was really great. So the first time and the second time, we actually did a follow-up, because the first time I was on, I was a dictator whose second in command was trying to talk me out of using nukes without having me kill them for disagreeing with me. And so this last time I was on, I was a dictator again, and Jeff was my new second in command, and I was going to release the coronavirus on the world, was the premise of that one. And Jeff was trying to talk me out of it, but he totally didn't talk me out of it at all. He got forced into going along with pretending he was in love with me, actually, in order to save his own life. So it was exciting. But yeah, it was great. And yes, I won MVP of that one too. Nice. Remember, you were there.
Yes,
it was exciting. But anyway, confirmed Jesse as a dictator. Yeah, but a benevolent one, so it's all good.
Yes, I do.
Yes, of course he does. Everyone knows the name of that. All right. Well, this has been great. This has been an absolute delight again, Tom. Thank you for coming on, bringing always Council Magic over. It's great to have you as always. We are going to be doing a Thirsty Thursday. We're not going to force Tom to suffer through that again. But
I still got the booze sitting in the same spot I left it last time.
And there it shall remain as decoration. Now.
Probably until I dump it out and throw it away.
That's like my friend brought a jug of Colorado, this really shitty red wine to Passover dinner once. It's just decoration. No one's ever touched that shit.
I wasted like $30 on it.
Oh,
that's all right.
We'll come over and drink it with you.
Well, we will.
I would not want anybody to drink this nasty shit.
What we'll do is we'll buy you $30 worth of good drinks when we see you in Vegas.
No, I ain't too worried about it.
Just one. $30. We'll take it with the peppermint.
Oh,
no worries.
That's
we gotta get breakfast with the peppermint.
Greg Kirby. Oh yeah, it's true. Me and Anna will be streaming tomorrow on Anna's channel. That's Star Wars Girl. At 2:00 for the 2:00 Pacific for the matriarchy. So check us out there. And then Thursday night, we'll be back on my channel for Thirsty Thursday.
I got a Thursday show, World Class Bullshitters, episode 227. Join us.
Y'all might be getting some bonus streams from us this weekend because we may or may not be going on a long drive. So that is a possibility. Tom, where can people find you?
You can find me at Midnight's Edge and Midnight's Edge After Dark, hanging out on the High Council with Jeff, of course, hanging out on Friday Night Tights, here and there, like Shenanigans and other places, as we spoke of. So yeah, I pop up all over the place.
Basically anywhere people are streaming, Tom is probably there.
Chances are, if I'm not
on the show or in the chat.
If I'm not dead to the world or watching a movie, yeah.
And you can always just tweet at him, and he'll probably respond in 5 seconds. So
probably,
these things happen.
And
yeah, okay. So yeah, those are all good things. Anyway, Tom is everywhere. We are places, and you'll find us. as immediately as I say, Tom is everywhere. Jinx, Qui-Gon, Gimli.
Yeah.
Yeah, Candygasm by Anna. We'll see.
It was almost like a closed captioning popping up at the same time.
Right? It was perfect. The chat just knows my mind. But thanks, guys, for coming on here, making this stream really fun. I didn't really know what we were going to end up getting into tonight, and I had a blast. So
those are the best types of streams.
I feel bad for Rob, but other than that, it was fun.
I do feel bad for Rob. F in the chat for Rob. Pay respects. But yeah. All right, we'll talk
nice
again.
Knowing him.
It was. We'll miss him. We'll visit his grave. Here lies Rob, buried with the guitar he loved so much. It got him killed.
Here lies Beavis. He never scored.
Aw, Tom,
You're canceled. No, I'm not.
Tom says no. All right, so yeah, once again, great. And I was like, how do I end my streams? Oh, right, the Corona Kiss. This is how the streams end. So look away, avert your eyes if you don't want to be scandalized. Otherwise, deal with it.
Oh, you got music for it now.
Oh yeah, this is the Corona Kiss song. Have you not heard the music before?
You've done it without the music before. I've never
shit.
seen it with the music.
This is with the music. This is the song we wrote on GarageBand.
I can't believe it has its own theme